to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free.
I'm half the man I used to be. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Half the man I used to be.
Thank you for coming out. Good night.
Get the fuck out of here.
And we are live.
We live, y'all. I like the new intro. Quite maybe a little bit of trolling in there. Just a little bit. No.
Tad bit.
Just a tad bit. Anyway, it's your boy Wild Kamar in the building. Of course, Detroit Mel
What up, though?
to the left of me. And of course, the big homie Nick Shine. He will join us in just a minute. Got to take care of a little personal business. But he'll be here in just a minute. No worries. And you are tuning in to episode 121 of
121.
I.O.W. Sports. Yeah, 121.
Jesus.
Yeah, we are coming off wild card weekend, of course. We'll talk a little bit about that, kind of a recap of a crazy weekend of NFL football. We'll talk about the the future of the eliminated teams, of course,
Right.
direction they're going. We'll definitely preview.
Some are going backwards.
Yeah, there's some are definitely going backwards. We'll preview tonight's last game of wild card round with the Arizona Cardinals traveling to the Los Angeles Rams. We'll definitely preview that.
Right.
But if anybody who hasn't been paying attention or hard of hearing or hard of seeing, today, of course, is MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day.
Those the banner at the bottom.
Yeah, the Appreciation Day. So after we get past the preliminaries, we'll hop into just our own MLK Appreciation Day. We are streaming live on YouTube, of course, Facebook as well. So definitely like, share, subscribe to those pages. Spread the word of what we're doing. Again, shout out to the big homie Nick Shine, who has our public Facebook page up and running. So definitely join that as well. I.O.W. Sports Network Facebook page. We've been having great feedback. Been open about almost a week and a couple of days, and a lot of positive feedback going on there. It's a space that everybody can talk about sports as well as promote yourself. If you got a own sports podcast, I know, tongue tied. I know the ghost of Lex Bubble got me, dog. Yeah, definitely a chance to collab. We had TK on. He had the Flight Deck podcast. Yeah. He's a big Jets fan. I don't know how he became a Jets fan. He's from Mississippi and lives in Texas. I don't know how that hurt. Yeah. Well, we forgive you for that, though, TK.
One Jets fan enough.
Yeah. It's crazy enough.
Like I'm being bombarded.
It's crazy enough. We got a lot of Jets fans on their Facebook page.
I know. I see.
It's crazy, but
they ain't got nothing else to do.
But to talk sports.
They like the same boat I'm in. So come sit next to me.
Come on, sit on down. Let's get ready for the draft.
Ready for that.
But no,
we are excited about 2 times of football.
Oh, where?
The beginning
and draft.
And draft day. That's it.
But no, definitely check that out on the Facebook page. Great space for collab and just talk sports in general.
Right.
If you got a small business, we encourage you to promote yourself.
Right.
Because you never know, you might get some sales. Hey,
never know.
You can't help to try. It's free advertisement.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. Most importantly, going over to your respective app stores, whether it's the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and download the I.O.W. Network app.
Right.
So now that we got that out the way.
Strippers want to off your new gear.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Send the photos over to me so I can pre-approve. Anything going out.
Somebody come help my man out.
I'm saying?
My man needs.
I'm just trying to look out for the little person that's trying to
No.
strip on the side.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
No,
That might be their hustle.
No. What you need is to go ahead and knock a couple few out, and you be all right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to help them out. You know what I'm saying? That might be something you might not want to say. No, that G-string is that's not right. You know what I'm saying? You need the asymmetrical G-string.
Sir, we're supposed to have a MLK
well,
appreciation
let me shout out my boy Eric. He got a children's book.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna try to get the video. He sent it to my phone, but you know it's hard to get from your phone to the computer. But I'm gonna see if you can send the video, email it to me so y'all can see the video. But yeah, Black. I'm gonna say young Black brother, but he old head. No, but that's my man. You know, he
that ain't the pot calling the kettle black.
That's my man. You know, he got a children's book out there. As soon as he give me the video, I start playing it so y'all can see it. But like, just be on the lookout for it. It's on Amazon.
Bet. Nah, that's good business, Eric. Definitely. Of course,
and he's a Bills fan.
Hell, I got to shout out our guy, 40 Water, aka Silent Hill. I'm rocking some of Broken Heart Society gear right now, so definitely check him out on Broken Heart Society.
Right.
777 on Instagram.
Right.
And message him and grab a shirt, man. They are comfortable as hell. Of course, we got our own merchandise.
Right. Got the J. Edwin collection.
Yeah, got J. Edwin collection. Of course, you can always rock some of that. Some I.O.W. Sports. Get you get your I.O.W. bird.
Get your bird on.
Yeah, get your bird on. But no. Of course, it's MLK Day, so
right.
We're going to ease into the conversation in that way. So, matter of fact, man, go ahead and run us down because you kind of brought this up, wanting to show a little appreciation on MLK Day. Of course, the NBA has had their day-long basketball games. A couple earlier, I saw the Hornets beat the Knicks. I know the Nets and the Cavaliers are playing right now, so there's a couple. They got their own MLK Day marathon of basketball games going on, but I think we wanted to dive in a little bit deeper, as in, kind of MLK's message of equality, and things like that, and not just being based off of race, but as in the content of a person's character.
Thus we have our token white on the program. Thanks, my MLK.
I can't with this.
But anyway, let's play the video.
Yeah.
Well, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. understood the power of sports and its effect on racial equality. Dr. King went to Morehouse, a historically black college in Atlanta. Michael went to Texas Southern, another HBCU.
Yes, sir.
And our next guest is a head coach at an HBCU, Jackson State. It is prime time. Deion Sanders, thanks for joining us. First of all, what do we call you? I mean, is it Coach Prime, Coach Sanders, Coach Deion, Neon Deion? What's your name?
Coach Prime is what they call me.
All right, well, we'll call you Coach Prime. We appreciate you joining us. Tell us about the idea of you taking a job. I know you've been out there, you've coached at the high school level, you've had a chance to coach at the college level. Why go to Jackson State specifically?
First of all, I say, why not? This place is phenomenal. It's historical. It's unbelievable once you understand the atmosphere and the culture. And I'm trying to bring equality, notoriety, as well as opportunity. And that's what we're doing. The recruiting class, we have the best recruiting class in HBCU history. We have the #1 recruiting class at FCS. And amongst the country, they said we're ranked 40, but we got 2 more grown men in, so we should be in the top 20 in a recruiting class amongst the nation, man. And we're just excited for the opportunity. We really are.
And we know, Prime, that you played at a big school. You played at Florida State, one of the biggest schools in the country. Now you're at Jackson State. Are you hoping to change the perception of these kids who have the opportunity to go anywhere, that they can go to HBCU and they can be successful?
Man, let me tell you something, man, and they can. I'm here trying to forge a relationship to prompt the response, then we get the results, then we get the respect that we deserve. Some of the kids that I've met thus far, man, these kids got it, but you never get to see them. So we want to bring the notoriety. We want to bring the resources so you get an opportunity to see them perform. And I promise you, mark this day in history, we will have a draftee in the NFL draft next year. I promise you that.
And that was just Deion Sanders.
Yeah. No, good stuff right there, because I like Deion's message. Of course, he's been making a lot of noise in college football with Jackson State and the recruiting that they've been doing.
Right.
But it's starting to become not just Deion. You got Eddie George at Texas, Tennessee State. You got
my mother, alma mater.
yeah,
And my aunt, a whole bunch of my family members there.
yeah. You got Hugh Jackson just got hired at Grambling State, so he's going to try to turn that thing around. I've been hearing a couple of rumors of former NFL players trying to make their way back to HBCUs, which is a good thing,
right?
Because it helps bring that balance into college football. And I think one thing that I think is getting lost in the shuffle is not just an opportunity for young Black athletes to thrive in HBCUs, but just football players in general. You know what I'm saying?
Nick?
What's going on, big homie?
Doing the Joe Burrow, baby.
Oh, I thought that you got to talk to your baby mom. You got this.
Like, no.
How you guys doing, right?
Yeah, we doing all right, brother.
Good.
Man, we're just starting off just a quick little appreciation for MLK Day and his message of equality and I think a lot of what's getting missing the whole spectrum of what Deion Sanders is trying to do with historically Black colleges, as it make a different avenue for young Black athletes, but just athletes in period,
right?
Because I think it's just gonna give some of those athletes who probably don't want to go to those predominantly
PWI.
Well, PWIs, but your blue blood programs. Maybe they don't have the grades for Florida State, or just a different avenue.
Be careful.
Yeah.
And I know what I mean by that, because when you start saying like they don't have the grades, now you take it down, because we want to make sure. Because one of the things that when I started to see.
Let me preface
go
by
ahead,
saying.
Go ahead.
Let me preface by saying and what I mean by that is, certain schools like a Michigan or Notre Dame, who's
private,
academic,
private ivories.
Yeah, private ivories. But those academic,
public. I said it back.
Public ivories. But I'm saying like their academic regimen is going to be more stricter and more fine-tuned. Home through than say like your Florida State or something like that.
Right.
I'm gonna clean up like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things you start to see when you start to see a lot of that civil unrest happening, there's a big push to get back to the HBCU schools. And I think we had mentioned, we was talking about the George Floyd incident on our sister podcast.
Yeah.
How I haven't seen such a great outpouring, not only here in the United States, but in the world, and not only amongst Black people, amongst everyone, amongst human beings. And and that right there was the beginning of, you start seeing now applications being flooded to these HBCUs. And when college applications was down because of the economy, a lot of HBCUs have doubled, in some cases tripled in their applications.
Yeah.
And side note, FAMU have more white graduates than it does Black graduates. So that's just showing you that it's not just about the Black, I was gonna say athletes since we talking about sports, but just Blacks in general going to the HBCUs, but a lot of people are going to HBCUs, which is more speaking to the message that MLK was talking about the equality. So you're not just looking at it as, well, if I can't go nowhere else, I guess I'll just go to Tennessee State
as a last resort.
Yeah, as a last resort. Yeah. But now it's becoming sometimes
it's
the first
choice.
Destination for people to go.
I got you.
And I think
it's not a fallback option anymore.
Right. It's not a fallback option anymore. So that's more encouraging. And then then you couple that with the Deons and the Eddie Georges and the Hugh Jacksons, going to these places, and someone putting other coaches on their staff from the NFL.
Because Eddie George had Jeff Fisher and his son on the coaching staff at Tennessee State, and I just love and so I just love the whole bigger message, but also not just the athlete part, but you starting to see some of these athletes actually wanting to be pillars in the community,
right?
Which is
that's one of the things he said in that speech. I it's a long speech. I didn't want to give a lot.
That's one of the things. MLK speech is long as hell.
I meant to say. I meant the Deion interview.
Yeah,
he was saying, he had pointed that out. Because one of the things that about college athletics is that we seem to always overlook. Not everybody's gonna make it to the pros.
Yeah,
And really, it's not. And if you look at it from a overall standpoint, it's a small percentage that make it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those athletes that you're looking at don't even go to the pros.
Yeah.
And so what Deion was pointing out is that I'm not just trying to build an athlete. I'm trying to build men in the community that can,
which is more important, right?
Right. That's more important.
Yeah, that takes a bigger, that has a bigger impact.
Right.
Over time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just to name a few, I love Dak Prescott's his foundation for mental health.
Right.
Because him and Hayden Hurst had a quick little speech about it when Falcons went to Dallas last year, and Hayden Hurst sought out Dak and was like, "Hey man, I love your message. I love what you're doing. I dealt with the same situations you dealt, and this is what I love about not just days like this when we actually speak about it, but when you see it,
right?
Because it's not about black, white, Latino, Asian. It's about people who deal with the same situations, leaning on each other to get through hard times, tough times, and being able to bounce ideas off each other.
Right.
So you love to see that. One of my favorite podcasts is I Am More Than Athlete with Brandon Marshall, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and Chad Johnson. Because they're not just speaking on sports, they're speaking on ways to advance the human life. Period.
Right.
And so I think it's probably something that hopefully continues to get bigger and bigger and get more momentum behind it.
Right.
Because it's not just, like I said, about the color of people's skin now. It's because, and if anything, this whole Corona shit, I think has been.
I was waiting for a pause to say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What we've been reminded wholeheartedly the last 2 years that diseases, cancer, mental health, it don't discriminate. It doesn't pick out one race or culture.
Right.
We're all in this human battle together. And it's, of course, there's always going to be things that my line has always been this. You cannot be divided unless you allow yourself to be divided.
Right.
If you want division, no matter what race you are, if you want division, you're going to search for reasons to be divisive.
Right.
If you want unity, you're going to search for ways to unify. And it's an individual choice. And I think it's something that's not spoken about as often. When does it come up now? In times of tragedy, right? The media wants to divide everybody instantaneously about a white cop. You know what I mean? It's always, they look for those divisive strike words to try to divide everyone. And I always say the scariest thing for the media and the government is someone like me, someone like you guys, to stand there united and not do this to one another, to turn and be like, yo, you're our enemy.
Right.
You're what's trying to divide us. I don't have a problem with him. He don't have a problem with me. Why are you trying to create one? So I think that, and the more you get people doing shows, reaching people, touching on topics, it can only help us as people.
Right.
Good point. And
that's my 2 cents on the whole thing.
No, honestly, I think that's a good stopping point on that, and because I think that embodies the true message, and especially over here at I.O.W. Sports, of just pure unity. And I think you hit it on the head, Nick. I mean, there's people in the higher ups that don't want that unification, man. It's scary.
Money.
It's one of those things, like when you talk about these subjects, and I'm gonna say this so we move on, but when you talk about these subjects, there's a lot of nuance to it. And if you just coming into this particular conversation we talk about now and never heard none of the conversations Lamar and I had on the other shows, you'll think, oh well, they sweeping some of the issues under the rug. No, we dig into those issues, but right now we just touching the topic of it because first of all, we're a sports show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to try to give more towards sport, even though sometimes you have to touch certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you can't even cut a foot off the tip of the iceberg in 20 minutes, the opening of the show.
Right. So, I just wanted to say that because it's some nuances to what Nick has said. And I want to go down that road because this is not the platform for it. That's the I.O.W. I mean, the Often Wonder platform where we tackle those things. But in general, yes, it's about unifying. That's the MLK message. You know, he wanted to see equality for all. And you know that during the civil rights movement, there was a lot of Jewish people marching with him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of others, you know, you can go down the line that was marching with MLK, you know, that helped because they saw the message.
Yeah.
And they got behind the message. Yeah. And that's one of the things we need to promote, because a lot of times the media does push certain narratives and try to divide.
Oh,
all right.
No,
kindness, decency, and love of humankind have no color. And that's something when you break it down to what type of person do you want to be, you can break it down to that. And if you live your life with that mentality and that kind of openness in your heart, the world will be a much beautiful place, man. A much more beautiful place than it is now.
Heart and mind, because I think it takes a mindset to not close it. And I think once you open the mind, it opens the heart, and they're connected. So, but no, man, great, man. That was a great little segment we had right there. As y'all can see, we are definitely unified. We don't care about race in this bitch. So, but let's get down.
All I like is pink.
I like green too. I like money.
I got the money. I got the pink. Just say it.
The only thing that I want white is my cheese. I'm a big cheese fan.
Before this show takes a real drastic dark turn, let's get down to this weekend. Oh my gosh!
Anything fun happened?
No, nothing happened at all.
Oh, you missed the intro, man. You missed the intro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you played it already?
No.
I didn't get your video. I'll play it for you since you just coming on.
Break to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free.
I'm half the man I used to be. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Half the man I used to be.
Thank you for coming out. Good night.
Get the fuck out of here.
Very well done. Very well done. Whoever put that together, that was nice.
Oh my god!
I am a genius.
There's speaking of nuance, there's some pizza in there. People, happy retirement, the Happy Valley retirement.
Hey Ben, we wanted to force you out of the league. You know that's like forcing something upon somebody.
Oh my gosh! Yes. This is I.O.W. Sports, y'all. In a nutshell.
And yes, I put some of that Stone Temple Pilots in there. You know, I'm diversing my music.
Oh my gosh!
I like that.
Bye. But no, of course, for all you sports fans, you definitely know that it was definitely wild card weekend. Actually, of course, it's still going on. We have one more game tonight. We'll get into
the weekend that they named after you.
Right.
Hey, it be like that.
It's called high wild card.
No, I didn't smoke today.
Oh, what?
Yeah, man.
That's how you doing all that stuttering earlier.
Is that what it is? Oh,
you need to puff you one out.
I need to puff one out. All right. But
anyway, vocabulary.
This dude is on a roll. Anyway,
go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
It all kicked off Saturday, 4:00. We had the Bengals getting a win, their first playoff win since 1990.
That was a good game.
A whole generation has passed since the last time they won a playoff game. But it's funny. Two Cleveland teams back to back. I mean, two Ohio teams back to back in the playoffs have erased a long drought of playoff losing. So Browns last year, of course, I think it was like 30 plus, and then this year, this past weekend, Cincinnati, with 29 plus.
Can I say this? No, I'm tired of. I hate when they say the first time since.
Yeah.
If it happened, it's not the first time. The first time since 1990. It happened is not the first time. Just say
first win since.
Right.
Don't say first time.
The first
It ain't the
time
first
since.
time.
It's not the first time if it already happened.
Yeah, it's like a girl saying, "It's my first time."
What?
Yeah,
my first time since my last time.
Right. That job was wide open.
Hello.
Is that an echo, Shotty?
I found my submarine sandwich in there.
No hazmat allowed in that tunnel.
Your pussy silvers are lost and found.
Oh my gosh. But I will say this: it was the first time that Joe Burrow and Derek Carr both played in a playoff game.
Yeah.
So that is true.
Yeah.
So that's the first time on that one. Of course, Bengals pull out the victory 26-19.
Out for them, man.
Yeah, gotta watch out for the killer. Matter of fact, Detroit Mail, man. How'd you feel about that game, man?
Good game, man. It was a very entertaining game. You know, I enjoyed it, and I was scared at the end. I was like, I'm gonna let them come back and win.
I thought they were
going
going to give it up, bro.
Come back and win. It's like, come on, bro.
I swear for God, I thought Cincinnati was about to give it up, dog.
But then, you know, and got that pick at the end. It could have been scripted better. I think the Bengals played pretty good, especially the first half. They looked like they was dominated. They scored on every drive. They were looking good. Second half, they started, you know, I think they passed a little too much. I think they should have started going back to the run a little more, especially in the second half. Slow it down, run some of that time off the clock. You know, they was passing a whole lot. That's the only thing I was like, come on, man, stop all that passing. Start running, mixing, wear them down.
It's funny you said the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, yo, come on, Zach Taylor, run the ball.
Right, run the ball,
get
man.
rid of these guys. like, stop, don't give them no time. Man.
Right.
Yeah.
But besides that, man, it was a great game. Yeah. You know, the Raiders do what the Raiders do.
Yeah.
Lose.
Yeah.
You know, but shout out to the Raiders, man. You know, they made it a game at the end.
Yeah. Look, I said it before. Look, I give the Raiders credit because they had a tumultuous year. A lot of emotional stuff that could have killed their season. And just when you thought that they were going to be dead, next thing you know, they risen up like the phoenix out the ashes.
Right.
And lo and behold, they're in the playoffs. But we'll get more into the Raiders when we go back and talk about the eliminated team's future. So we'll get back to that in just a second. Big homie Nick, what did you think about that Raiders and Bengals matchup?
I know in the beginning of the year, I picked the Rams and the Browns for the Super Bowl. And if you guys remember, like early mid-November, I was like, I know I said it on the show. I said word for word, I had the right state, but maybe I had the wrong team. You know, maybe if Cincinnati clicks, they look like, I don't know. I think they have an it factor about them. You know, it's besides for Burrow throwing the ball, they don't do anything great, but they just do everything well enough to keep the flow going. And sometimes you don't need to be number one in every statistical category to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Patriots and the Giants played a Super Bowl and they were 31-32 in defense, but they just clicked at the right times in games and they had an it factor about them. I see this team having an it factor, and sometimes it's a work of God, and the teams just go on a run and they play well at the right time. We've seen it before. We've seen a 9-7 Giant team go on a run. We've seen the Buccaneers as a wild card go on a run. I don't know. I really enjoy watching this team play football. And since they've been a perennial loser, me being a Jet fan, I kind of relate to them. So Mel, you could probably agree. Like if the Lions get good, I'm going to have like a little special spot in my heart for them for what you've gone through. I can relate to it. I look at them and I think there's something special there. And if it's not this year, Burrow's going to be like Jordan against the Pistons. It's just a matter of time before this dude runs shit.
As long as they don't do something stupid, you know, with trading the wrong person or some messed up draft picks or whatever.
Yeah.
I hope Hendricks come back, because you did see a difference. Once Hendricks went out, that pass rush was not the same.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it wasn't a pass
and
rush.
Okunjobi
No, he
got
was
hurt.
very good all year.
Yeah. So, you know, once he went out, The pressure, the pressure that Carr was getting was not.
It wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
And
hopefully
they
he'll
let
come back.
Carl Lawson go to the Jets because they wanted to go after Hendrickson. That's why they let Carl Lawson walk.
Right.
So good move on their part. You know, Lawson didn't play it all this year, and Hendrickson's been near damn elite with what he does for them.
Yeah. And you know, hey, look, when draft came around, I was like, don't get Jamar Chase, get Sewell.
Yeah.
And you look, Jamar Chase.
We thank you.
Look, he made me wrong. They proved me wrong, and shout out to the Bengals for doing that. But it still leaves that opportunity for a good pass rush to still get after the Bengals. So that I know they went and got the player that they needed to help have an explosive offense, but it still leaves. That's the thing that they got to focus on in the future,
right?
Because I mean, there's times when Burrow, if you slow down Chase and Higgins, get up on their face, bump them off, and kill the timing, and your pass rush gets to Burrow, it can get a little ugly. Yeah, it can get ugly. So
if they get beat, it's going to be because their defense couldn't stop, like the Chiefs, or Henry runs all over them because he's set to come back Saturday, right?
Yeah,
or Sunday, whenever that game. I think is that the first game?
Saturday. Yeah, okay. First game Saturday.
So it's they put some investments in the line. They drafted Jonah Williams out of Alabama. I think they signed Riley Reef, but he didn't play this weekend, right? Yeah. Riley Reef from the Vikings went to Cincinnati, and then they had they put like a second round pick in this year. So they didn't put the premium asset in like a Sewell, but they're addressing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, that's probably the biggest thing that they should focus on in the future,
right?
Because they have something, and I agree with you, Nick. I think they have that it factor that I actually got them favored to go and beat Tennessee. That's just me personally.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll get more into that Thursday, but I might be a little premature. Of course, let's look at the injury reports. Of course, COVID is still an issue. So, I don't want to jump out and say definite and concrete, give me Cincinnati, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Bengals right now because, I mean, you're talking about a team and not just them, that city that needs something to latch on to because they got a good fan base. They just need something to gravitate to and be proud of. And look, one playoff win in 30 plus years, you're pretty geeked about that.
Right.
Nick's favorite second team. Only put up 17
All I gotta
points.
do is show a little bit of support and you get blown out by 30 on national TV. That's the curse that I
don't
have.
think I finished watching that game. I was like, "It's a blowout."
Yeah,
it wasn't even entertaining.
Man,
unless you just like watching the Patriots get beat up.
I can't pick for this topic. Let's go.
Let's go,
baby.
It got ugly. Matter of fact, we'll hand it off to Nick in just a second. But Buffalo Bills was like, nope, we ain't doing this. We gonna put them out early, and they did. They took old Yeller behind the tool shed, put a 40 cal to the head, and blew their brains out. So 47-17 is what Buffalo did to New England Patriots. Mac Jones and them just had no answer, no shot, no chance. And matter of fact, take it away, Nick, because I know you got a whole lot to say, brother. Go ahead.
Man, we might run out of time on the show.
Keep it under 30 minutes.
How fucking awesome was that? Yeah. We've watched Belichick. You guys know I play him twice a year. We watch what he does. He embarrassed us this year. He kept going on it and putting 50 on us when we were in a bad place. I know Jets are always in a bad place. I'll say it myself. But he put 50 on us. He embarrasses organizations, players, coaches, teams, time and time again. How great was it to have it happen to him in the playoffs with all of America watching? It was fantastic. Nick was here with me all weekend. He just left before the show started. He goes, "Daddy, can we watch a movie?" I turned at him and my eyes might have glowed red. I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm changing this channel. I'm like, I want to slow this down. If I can watch this.
You want to watch every second of that beat
so
down.
it lasted for the rest of my life. It would have been the greatest thing ever. But I'm going to say it. We said on this show the entire year, we don't believe in it. I know there was a couple times you guys were like on the fence, starting to be like, oh, it's Belichick being Belichick. I'm like, I'm telling you, the schedule is weak. This team is fucking shallow. Belichick, I got called out on in the group the other day. Oh, you're taking the Bills. You got to remember, Belichick's the X factor. I go, yeah, I factored Belichick into this game, but his quarterback has played like a bag of shit for the last month, like a 58% completion percentage, dropping picks when they got to throw downfield.
And he's like,
what did teams start doing? They eliminated underneath, and they made him become a downfield passer. And you saw it wasn't pretty. Like if he's not dumping off to a running back or the tight end. I mean, granted, when you play a deep zone and the line can protect a little bit, he made some nice throws to the sideline outs between the safety and the corner in the zone. But he doesn't have an it factor, and that's something to say about that. Like if you gave Joe Burrow those same throws, something magical is happening.
Right.
You give Mac Jones those throws, and it's like very underwhelming.
That's a fair assessment.
Your defense, top 5 defense that we had to hear about the entire year, that you stacked up great games against the Jets, against the Jaguars, and you padded your stats. 7 Buffalo possessions with Josh Allen on the field. 7
TDs. Wow.
No punts, no turnovers, no field goals. Perfect performance by an offense. And the first one ever.
It's funny. This is funny. This is funny when you can nitpick at the Buffalo Bills when the only thing that was negative about them was their damn kicker missing extra points. That's the only thing you can really take away.
My cousin's girlfriend, Marcy, she joined our group, and she's a Buffalo fan, and she lives down in Georgia. She's a huge Bills fan. She goes to like a game every year with her mother, and she was like, the game offense was almost perfect. I go, no, they were perfect. Extra points are a special team thing. The offense was perfect. He goes, good point. I'm taking it. But yeah, that was fantastic. America's team won. What's up, Matt? That's my buddy Matt. America's team won Friday night or Saturday night, and America's team won on Sunday. Bills and Niners. What a fucking weekend.
Man, I was one of the people who said
PB
was an X factor. Shit, I was wrong. Didn't think that would see the Patriots get blown out like that in the playoffs. Hey, it happens. It happens, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into the Patriots, of course, when we get to eliminating teams, because I want to bring up a very, very
what up, though, Matt?
Important question.
Up,
but Matthew, man, thank you for joining the show. Look, it was just a straight beat down. What did you think of it, Detroit Mail?
So I clicked that mug out by a third quarter.
You was like, find something else to do.
Shoot, I've seen enough people get beat up in my life. I ain't got to see this. It was horrible, man. I mean, I would say like the beginning, I was like, okay, because Mac Jones made a few decent throws at the beginning. So I was like, oh, it might be a decent game. I always thought the Bills was gonna win. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And then it just opened up that can, like, heard that poop from the top.
No, they went straight Stone Cold. Open up a kind of whoop ass.
And it was on.
It was on.
Like,
yeah.
It was ridiculous.
One more, if you don't mind, one more thing.
Go ahead.
The interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
That turned the game.
Oh, that Micah Hyde
throws that another yard. It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
Right.
I yelled because the camera was zoomed out. I yelled, "Fuck, motherfuck!" Nikki goes, "What you mad about, dude? He intercepted it." I'm like, "What? Let's go!" The energy in this apartment changed so quickly.
Yeah, it was horrible, man.
Man,
I'll wait till we get ready to break down the team for some other stuff I want to say, but I just think the Bills look tough, but at the same time, it's the Patriots. You know, so I don't want to get too much on the Bills either, because they had a couple up and downs. So I was kind of like, you should like the Jacksonville game.
Oh, the Jacksonville game. That was a bad. That
was a bad loss. However,
I mean, they didn't go full Colts with your season on the line, but still.
However, this is the playoffs.
Yeah,
and this is the time if you want. This is the time if you're gonna turn something on. This is when you need to turn it on.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is that ignition that's gonna keep them rolling all the way through. I kind of like to see the Bills win. Shoot, the Lions ain't in, so you got to root for somebody.
Look, I'll say this. The Bills in that game For most AFC East teams who can't stand the Patriots, they probably Bills fans for one day.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure they all enjoyed that. Yeah.
Stop right the other day. I saw a guy at those. Go, bro. I've never rooted for you guys harder than I'm gonna root for you tonight. I'm like, I can't wait for you guys to win this game.
Hey, it's like that. It's like that. I was a Bengals fan for one day. So I mean, look, it's
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly. And so, to me, as a football fan, it's a shame that we got to get Chiefs and Bills in a divisional round, because that has the AFC Championship game written all over it.
I love to see that.
I prefer that to be an AFC Championship game, but it is what it is.
A lot of people saying this is the AFC Championship game.
Possibly.
It's that old adage that sometimes the best two teams meet now, and then the championship is just a formality.
Yeah. I'm just heartbroken by that, because as a Chiefs fan, of course I'm a root for my Chiefs, but I'm not gonna say that they a favorite.
Let me say this: if the Chiefs did what they did at the beginning of that Pittsburgh game,
it's a wrap.
It might be a wrap, because they be up on at least 2 touchdowns.
You can't start slow against this Bills team.
Either way, both of these teams, once they get rolling, you might not be able to stop them. This is going to be a game of momentum,
right?
I know we'll get in that later in the week. I don't want to jump.
Right, go ahead.
No, but you're 100% right though, Nick and Mel. You both got great points, because I was having that same conversation with a fellow Chiefs fan. I'm like, yeah, Chiefs for a quarter and a half were looking kind of average, looking kind of basic. Didn't hit the switch. But with this Bills team, they have a defense, especially when you saw the Week 5 matchup between the Bills and the Chiefs. Same thing happened. Chiefs started off slow. Bills started off hot. Chiefs didn't have nowhere near enough time to get back in the game.
Right.
It was too late. They can't repeat that same game in this upcoming round. But like we said, we'll dive more into that. But focusing on the Bills right now, offense looks in tune. Josh Allen, man.
That run, I was like, my Lord.
This is what he brings to the game of football. A 6'5", 6'4", however big, tall he is, 260 guy that can move.
Yeah.
Not only can he move, he's a load to bring down. Like that's not an easy
he
task.
can take a hit and deliver one against the secondary guys. Some of these secondary guys get dropped when they go in there.
If he gets to the second level, you might have a chance to bring him down. He gets to the third level, get the hell out the way. I'm just saying. No, like Josh Allen literally might be the quarterback that you can say that nobody else in the league can recreate what he can do. I mean, he's a dangerous factor in both the running aspect, which I think was one of the keys I think we all mentioned going into this game, is Buffalo needs to run the ball, which I give them credit. They ran the ball.
Singletary's been on a roll for about a month now, month and a half. They've worked on that.
Yeah.
Right. And that arm strength.
Man, that arm.
My God.
Yeah. Bro, route?
That pass, he was trying to throw it away.
Oh, man. Oh, when he hit Knox in the back.
Knox in the back.
But the commentators were like, if that isn't Joe Montana Craig connection right there. And it was weird. It kind of looked like it too.
Dwight Clark.
Oh, yeah, Clark. My fault.
Put a dagger in a Cowboy's heart.
It kind of was mirror image of that play, because I'm thinking, oh, he's throwing that away. And next thing I know,
he even said it. Did you see the press conference?
Yeah, I saw it. He's like,
I got hit, I got knocked down. I hear everyone cheering. I get up. I go, what the hell happened? He caught it. He goes, I didn't even see what the play happened until they showed it on the video board after the extra point.
It's like, wow.
But to your point, Nick, you are 100% right. It was satisfying to see a Belichick Patriots team get stomped. Like, McDermott did not let off the gas.
He shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't. It's not
payback.
Especially to a Belichick Patriots team. Hell no, you don't let off the gas. And in playoffs, that was so satisfying, because it's
you play to blow out the Pats.
And what a blowout it was. And look, Patriots. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Hey,
Belichick is
goodbye. No, excited to see. Look, good to see and you know what? I want to go tailgate with Bills Mafia. Next time the Chiefs are in Buffalo, I'm going.
You going?
Hell yeah, that looks like a fun time, and it looks like it's an atmosphere where
Hey, no, we should go out there and do a show.
Do a show. Hey, you never know.
I would go for a Bills Patriots game where I could be on, or a Bills Dolphins where I could root for the Bills.
Right.
I wouldn't want to go for a Bills Jet game and be I wouldn't want to be the enemy. I would want to. Yeah. I could wear the Jet gear and be like, have a shirt that says "Fuck the Patriots" on it, and then they'll welcome me with open arms.
Right.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
We should do that.
Hey,
let's plan it for next year.
Hey, I would even take a dive through a table, dog.
I ain't doing that.
No, I don't care. Well, it depends on how much.
I've done it. I've done about 6 in my life. I would do it.
It depends
XFL
on
game.
I expect that from you.
XFL game. I've done it in XFL through a double-plated wood, and it was like 8 degrees in a parking lot, and these 4 kids, or my 2 buddies and 2 other guys, choke slammed me through the table.
No, I'm good.
It depends on how much tequila's in my system.
Hey, man.
That's a factor right there. All right. But no,
let's move on for a fun time.
But let's move on to Sunday's games. We had the triple header. Started with the Philadelphia Eagles. Had no chance in this one. Losing to Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers, 31-15,
with just 2 receivers.
Yeah, how you feel about that game, Detroit?
Hey man, if he can do that with 2 receivers, boy, all you have is Evans and Gronk basically. And no Fournette, because Fournette used his check down back to throw out, or Ronald Jones.
Yeah,
he ain't had him, and so he did that with just them. It looked good for Tampa, especially if Fournette's coming back, right?
They're slated that he
was supposed to be activated, and then they decided Saturday afternoon not to. Yeah. I think that they kind of did we don't need you to win this week. Rest one more week and get right. Yeah. And you saw Giovanni Bernard step in and just fucking play.
I always liked Giovanni Bernard. Let me say, I always was a fan of him.
Yeah,
I think he's a good back. Let me say that. I think he's a good back. I think he's a scat back. He's very underrated,
which is perfect for that system.
I mean, I watched him in college.
Yeah,
so
he's a Kevin underrated. Falk. He's a James White.
Right.
He is what Brady needs. We can send everybody deep, dump it off to you for 2 yards, and you take it for 14.
Yeah,
that has always been the key to a Brady system. Is having the running back out of the backfield who can catch. Fournette turned into that because he wasn't that in Jacksonville, right? And then he stepped up and took the spot from Ronald Jones, and now you see Giovanni Bernard playing like he's Marshall Faulk, catching passes out of the backfield like it's nothing, and they have a great chemistry together.
They got that next man up thing down pat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because no matter what happened, you be like, okay, Tampa don't have such and such, so it's gonna looking bad for them. Then the next person just step up. You're like, hey, where you come from?
Yeah.
Somebody else step up. Hey, where you come from? So
waiver wire.
Right.
not to shit on your take, which you do have a point. They do have a good next man up mentality. I will say this. When Tristan Wirfs went down, it was a huge difference. You can tell immediately that, he missed his right tackle.
Oh yeah.
And then Jensen went down too for a little bit, and you thought the center and the right tackle were out.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if I'm Tampa Bay, hopefully they can get Tristan Wirfs back in time for either the Arizona or the Rams. We'll talk about that a little later, but Tristan Wirfs got to get that ankle injury taken care of. Hopefully he can get close to his 100% till Sunday as possible.
Better shoot some drugs.
He better do something.
It's the playoffs.
But even the backup that came in, he was getting beat early when he started to get into, and they helped him out. They did get some chips on him, which is smart. You're supposed to. You got your backup right tackle. So you got old man Brady. He's not going nowhere. So you got to keep him upright. But as the game progressed, he started to get into the groove of things. But I would look out for that depending on who they got next week. For sure.
Matt says, I got family who live up there in Buffalo, and one of my cousins was at the game. He posted a video after one of the TDs. That place was bonkers.
Oh, I bet they was bonkers that whole game. They were.
Okay, can I add one more thing about that game?
Go ahead.
The dildo?
What do you say?
You going dildo, ain't you?
No, I'm going Ryan Fitzpatrick. How fucking cool!
I forgot about
I if anyone doesn't know, I am a
That's
huge fan of Ryan Fitzpatrick, the man.
Right.
I think it's a shame this man has never been in the playoffs. Like, I hope he signs with the Chiefs as a backup next year, just so he can get into a fucking playoffs because he deserves it. He's at the game, an NFL player at another team's playoff game without family. You know, Mannings would go to their brothers' games.
Yeah.
But Ryan Fitzpatrick, an NFL player, at another team's playoff game in the stands in a row, not in a suite, out with the fans, shirtless.
Right.
And then all the other kids like who were near him in the row, everyone took their shirts off and he's taking pictures with them going nuts. And there's a video that popped on Bleacher Report about 2 hours ago. Like, I don't know. I mean, the guy is fucking fantastic. He teaches himself a new language every offseason. Like, that's like his hobby in the offseason, to learn a new language. Like, the guy is brilliant. He's cool as shit. Like, he is an American treasure, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You know what it is? I think because he's a journeyman, of course, so he played in Buffalo. So I think he understands the magnitude of what that organization is building right now. And even though he can't be a part of it, I think he understands the big picture of what that means for that organization.
Right.
And he connects with the fan base.
Oh yeah. Big time,
Like, I met him when he played for the Jets. They lived in Chatham, which is like a real rich town up by where the stadium is. And his son was the same age as my son. And all my son's friends and my buddy called me one day. They're like, yo, it was the day after the Jets lost the last game of the season in Buffalo when they had Decker and Marshall. And they had to win to get in. And he threw like 4 picks that day and lost. The following week, wild card weekend, it's like Sunday morning. I'm hungover. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. My phone's going nuts. And they're like, yo, you got to get here. Ryan Fitzpatrick's here at Colonial Middle School. I'm like, what? Let's go, kids. Grab the kids, throw them in the car. They didn't even eat breakfast. We go there. We watch the game. He's playing with his kids the whole time. He's having a great time with the kids. I go over and I meet him, and I'm like, hey, we're big Jets fans. I wanted to watch your son's game. I didn't want to bother you during the game. Do you mind if we get a picture? We get a picture with him, and I say to him, listen, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you, but I wish I never met you. And like, he looks at me, I wish you were getting ready for a playoff game this afternoon. He goes, me too, dude, me too.
See, he sounds like a real relatable dude.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope. But what you think about that Buccaneers-Eagles game, Big Nick?
I hated it because I said in the group last week, Alabama loses, the Patriots lose, the Cowboys lose, the Buccaneers lose. It would have been the perfect weekend. We would have knocked off all the evil empires, and we could have just sat back and enjoyed the rest of the playoffs. So, I mean, Brady's Brady. I mean, as much as I hate him, and I said for years when he was the Patriot quarterback, I would pay a year's salary to fight him to the death uninterrupted. I have nothing but respect for the guy, man. Like, he doesn't look like he's slowing down. You can make the argument he's better now than he was in his late 20s as a passer. The system is perfect for him. He runs the system perfectly. I don't want to say he's a system quarterback, but the play design is structured so perfectly that it helps you in the system. You know what I mean? I'm not taking a dig saying system QB because that's always been a dig to take at a quarterback. But you look at him and you look at the way he executes the offense, and it's masterful.
It is.
It's really masterful, and I don't know. I'm just going to root heavy for him because I know that my jinx is very, very strong. So,
oh, he living and dying by that jinx, homie. He's like, I'm going to jinx the shit out of it.
All right, matey.
I mean, what else can you say? Just when you think a Tom Brady team is down, injuries, you're like, hey, this might be the downfall. They're going against a hot Eagles team. The Eagles we're coming in hot. And sure enough, they still got to play the game. And Tampa Bay,
they got on them quick.
They got on quick. No, first possession.
It's like 17 nothing quick.
And next thing you know, it was down from there. I know the Eagles tried to make a game of it a little bit late. I mean, paper-wise, it looks a little bit closer than what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But and then of course we'll definitely talk about the Eagles in their future. But I was a little disappointed on how on the Eagles aspect, how one-dimensional that they are, and you see how that one dimension couldn't even get off. You know, they're a run first team. They couldn't even get that going.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just total domination by Tampa Bay, and man.
And they sold out to stop the run. They were like, let this guy beat us.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like, we don't give a shit if you throw the ball. We're just going for the run. And, and it was a good game plan, and they executed it perfectly.
Showed a lot of flaws for Philly. Like I said, we'll get into that a little bit later. But look, just when you think that this should be a new king in the NFC, Tampa Bay says, not so fast, my friends.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a tease out for later in the show. Did Jalen Hurts show enough to be replaced? Stay tuned.
Yeah, no doubt.
Max Kellerman over there.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely get into that, and then I'm gonna skip the second game because that's the juicy one we'll talk about. So let's look at this Patriots and not Patriots. I'm tripping. Steelers and Chiefs game. Hey, how'd you think that shake down Detroit Mail? Chiefs, of course, getting the victory 42-21.
The Chiefs show that they might be the favorites now. You know, that offense was clicking. I mean, you know, we crap on Pittsburgh. Their defense is not garbage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Their defense is not garbage. And Mahomes is pick up. I mean, TJ Watt, God bless his heart, he did all he could to try to, you know, keep Pittsburgh in the game.
Bro, that tip on the interception,
man.
I thought, I was like, oh, what the hell are we doing?
Right. He got him a touchdown, you know. But it just wasn't, it's just not enough.
Yeah.
You know, then you gotta look at no matter how good the defense playing, they was back on the field because Ben could not move the ball. And then why can't I think my man name?
Najee Harris?
No, the 18.
Devontae Johnson.
Yeah, Devontae. All that mess he's talking.
And he dropping football.
False starts, dropping balls. Come on, man. Come on. You know, they showed him at the beginning of the game
with the tennis ball.
Yeah. You know, this helps me to concentrate and focus on the ball. Coordination. Eye-hand coordination, this and that. It didn't work on you from the game. You may need to juggle some other balls because this ain't working.
All three of them,
right? Because this is not working for you, bro.
Oh shit!
I mean, you know what I'm saying, but that's just the thing. Whenever you hear somebody running their mouth, you already know it's a downfall right there. And yeah, you know, we just might win. We just might pull this out.
No, it's wide receiver syndrome, man.
Right.
Wide receiver syndrome.
Why?
Shut the fuck up and play.
I'm actually surprised Chase Claypool didn't open his mouth.
He knew better. He's
like, been playing hide and seek for like the last 3 months. He ain't even been found.
And then Ben, man, was missing a lot of throws.
A
lot of throws, man.
It looked like he's making the right choice of retiring.
Say I got AARP card in the mail.
Deuces.
He sounded he sat down. He was like,
AARP. What is that? Always anally raping people?
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Turn the show off.
Turn the show off.
We get canceled.
Just think, I shoot that shit out like a shower, baby. Instantly pops in the head.
That was good. That was good. Oh my goodness.
I'm not knocking it.
Oh goodness.
For real, man. Ben looked horrible, man.
Yeah.
And I really think if they had a better quarterback, it would have been a better game. I won't necessarily say they would have won.
Yeah.
But it'd been a closer game. I think it'd have been more of an entertaining game. This was horrible.
Oh, they have a better quarterback. This game don't happen because the Steelers are on a 7 seed. They're higher up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a fair point.
Like Ben held this team down. He was an anchor. Like that team is beautifully structured.
I mean, Najee Harris looked good.
Not last night.
No, man, he had a couple runs, man.
You can sell out to stop Najee because of the fact that Ben can't make throws and Ben can't move.
It was a couple of times where the Chiefs sold out against the run and Najee drugged him. a couple times. So I
He
mean,
could do that. He's
I'm
talented
saying,
enough.
I'm saying, but I'm showing you that's the potential he has. Now, you add the right pieces. You know what?
You just add quarterback. You add a marginal quarterback. You add a Kirk Cousins to that team.
I'm gonna tell you who I think I should go there. So I gotta make sure I write it down.
Yeah, write that down before you forget. So say that for when we talk about the team's future for sure. Look,
they got there in spite of Ben, not because of Ben. Like they dragged his ass. Come on, bro, we're gonna get you to the playoffs. Just try.
Come on,
it's
Grandpa.
sad because he hung on too long, and you hate to see. Take all the personal shit away that we all make jokes about.
Right.
But you look at Ben and what Ben was. And I tell my son was born in 08. So he don't know Ben in 04, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, he doesn't know about him until about 2013. Right. And I was like, this dude was impossible to sack.
Yeah.
I know his mobility, his movement, his strength. Yeah. I go, but playing the game the way he played, I go, he's so dinged up, Nick. I'm like, it's a shell of himself. I go, we could go back and watch games, and now this guy was a force. Jim Nantz would cream himself, calling play. He got out of it again. That's used to do the games, and they would just marvel at Ben, the physical phenom at quarterback.
Now that man got the mobility of a statue.
And man, he hung on too long, man. And it's a shame that you're going to remember him as immobile and hitting throws. But good career, Hall of Fame, right? You win 2 Super Bowls, you're going to Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's going to Hall of Fame.
Matt says, what do you think the ceiling on Minkah Fitzpatrick is? I've known his father most of my life. That's right. I saw him say that the other day. Hey, Minkah is great on the back end. I mean, he's a ball hawk. He's a playmaker. He's the perfect guy to play that deep spot because of the pass rush. So he's able to maybe jump some routes because they know that they're going to get home with TJ and Hayward and others. Right. So I think, and it's rare that the Steelers make a trade giving up a first-round pick for a player or multiple. I think, right? Wasn't it 2?
Yeah, they gave up a couple first rounds.
I mean, I like a couple pieces.
He's perfect on the back end because they were missing that after Palomalu.
Right.
They were missing that safety who could change the game.
Just imagine Minkah Fitzpatrick still on that Miami's Dolphins team. I don't know if that makes a difference for Miami, but
Tunsil.
Yeah,
man, they weren't gonna keep him. They got rid of Flores. I mean,
I got you, but I'm saying, like, what if just his impact or what he is on defense and add that to what Miami's Dolphins defense is still building?
Miami must have thought that on that Black Sunday meant get rid of a black quarterback. I mean, black coach. It's like, why they?
But they did draft Holland, and Holland is like a little Ronnie Lott. That dude's a solid hitter.
Oh yeah, he's nice.
He's not the ball hawk that Fitz was, but the combination of those two would have been really, really good.
No, I
agree.
But then you don't get Holland because you got that pick from the Fitzpatrick trade, so it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
No. Minkah's. I mean, he's just another Alabama stud that came from Alabama and is actually making an impact in the league. And so, my only concern with Pittsburgh's defense is they're starting to get older at certain parts. Joe Hayden's getting older. Of course, Cameron Hayward is getting older. So you got to start thinking like, let's try to, not replace them, but find their replacements before it's too late.
So they never found the replacement for the quarterback, though. Like,
look, hey, we beating that dead cow.
I know
all
but
season.
They're not an organization that has shown forward thinking.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
The fact
they draft well, you got to give them credit. They draft well. They don't overspend on free agents outside the organization. They'll pay their own.
Replenish the well. Right. I like that, Matt. Here's my thing though about Pittsburgh. If you look at the way they drafted, it shows that they're not even changing their mindset. They drafted a running back early. The game has changed. Why are you drafting a running back now?
Well,
I didn't need a running back. But
I get what you're saying, but they needed it though.
But I understand that. But to draft them so early with the game changing the way it is, it's just showing their mindset. Because you could have got somebody down the line.
I hear what you're saying.
But build a team.
But my rebuttal to that is what running back in the draft, this past draft that just happened, what running back was in the draft that would have gave you the same production that Najee Harris would have gave you?
I came in the draft class or something.
I mean,
we're yet to see what ETN could do. right?
Right.
Etienne was drafted a little bit after Harris.
Mhm.
But he's a different. He's more of a pass catching weapon, which would have helped Trevor Lawrence. That's why they got him.
Right.
But he's not a run it down your fucking throat and
Right.
mini Derrick Henry stiff arming you into another galaxy that Harris is doing.
But I mean, look, it is what it is. With Pittsburgh situation, of course, we'll dive a little bit deeper in that. But Kansas City, hey, they did their job. They
Kansas City doing Kansas City things.
Yes,
Just like I just said earlier, Mahomes has got to be careful not to do some of the things he did early in that game.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Hey, you look, when he does that throw across his body, honestly, I wasn't mad at the pick. I'm just like, that was just a great play by TJ Watt.
Yeah, it was a great play.
Because if he doesn't tip that ball, Demarcus Robinson probably catches that ball and probably walks it in the end zone. But hindsight is 20/20, and it is what it is. So I'm not mad at Mahomes for that. He makes up with it with 404 yards and 5 touchdowns. I didn't even remember the interception.
Right.
So look, it is what it
shout
is.
out to Kelsey's mama going to both games.
Yeah, Mama
Like,
Kelsey.
damn.
Yes,
And she asked the first question of the press conference too.
Right.
To her son.
I was like, she went to both games.
Hardest working woman in America.
Hey,
I don't know what she does.
Hey, but it don't matter.
A little money line with Nick Shine. Side note: the Steelers' defensive touchdown being the first touchdown of the game, somebody got paid out plus 4,000 on it.
Wow.
So somebody made a bet that the Steelers would be the first. I don't know if they put 100 on it and it hit 4 Gs. I don't know the wager, but the payout was plus 4,000 on that being the first touchdown of the game, and they hit it.
Wow. That is good.
Man, I'm doing something wrong. I need to start gambling more, but I don't know. I'm just scared to gamble, man.
It's easy when you know the results after the game.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'm too scared.
$4,000 on that one.
No, I'm just saying, I'm too scared to gamble because I'm cheap, man. I'm like, man, $5. I lost $5. Like, damn.
That's right.
Yeah, look, Kansas City, look, did what they were supposed to do. They made sure that their offense was clicking. The defense, of course, I mean, granted, you're playing that very terrible Pittsburgh offense, but that gives you momentum to say, hey, we played well on both sides of the football.
Right.
Dude, it was 35-7. You can't nitpick. If 35-7, you just say, take the underneath shit. We're gonna get out of here. We're not gonna press and let you beat us deep. Kansas City played a great game when the game was a game. And then Pittsburgh put on 2 tack-on touchdowns.
Yeah.
So,
hey,
your problem is your offense scores too fucking fast. 5 touchdowns in 12 minutes. I didn't see 5 touchdowns in 12 games as a Jet fan this year.
Hey, it's funny you say that because in the group, shout out to a friend John Malazzo. He was like, man, I look, it was 7-7, and he goes, what the hell happened? I was like, hell, 4 straight TD possessions. That what happened.
I made food for me and Nikki. I come back in. It's 28-7. He goes, can we put a movie or something on this? I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? He's like, I was yelling out to you.
Might as well keep it moving because I
was like, I thought you were telling me about the same touchdown. I didn't know it was 3 separate ones.
3 TD possessions, and they got one before halftime, and then they came out just guns blazing second half, and that was
it. Do that, right? 2 years ago in the AFC Championship, Buffalo went up 9-0.
Yeah,
and everyone was a panic, and then Kansas City put up 38 straight points, and it was 38-9. And then Buffalo scored 9 at the end of the game, and the final score I think was 38-18 in the AFC Championship like 2 years ago. But they get on these streaks.
Ask the Houston Texans back in 2019 on if a lead is safe in the first quarter with the Chiefs.
What was it, 24-3?
Yeah, they were like 24-3. And the next thing you know, just
and then it was 38-24, I think, right? They scored 5 straight touchdowns.
Yeah.
I was at a fucking bowling alley watching that game on like a Saturday afternoon, and like everyone's jaw was dropped.
Yeah. And look, that is the dangerous part of the Chiefs, but the dangerous part to themselves is when you play
when
teams,
that doesn't happen.
Exactly. When they can't, we already said it. They absolutely cannot do that against Buffalo on Sunday. Because Buffalo they have just as much firepower on offense as the Chiefs. And you can make an argument that the Buffalo Bills defense is better than the Chiefs. You can make that argument.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
They're number one defense in the league. They're better than everybody. When you look at it.
But that's what I'm saying though. You know, as a Chiefs fan, as the Chiefs defense for the second half of the season has probably been, pound for pound one of the best defenses. Buffalo's defense consistently all year has been one of the best. So
even when they were losing games, it was because the offense was off.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh,
you look at Buffalo, and we said this after the snow wind game when New England ran it and they lost that game and they only threw 3 passes. We came on the show and I said, Buffalo isn't built to stop New England. Mm-hmm. Buffalo is built to stop Kansas City. Mm-hmm. They've drafted pass rusher and D linemen, and they've built it on the back end where they're opportunistic and they led the league in interceptions. Right. They're built to beat Kansas City. That's why I think this is could be the AFC Championship. But since they're built for one another, Cincinnati can sneak in.
Hey, that's true.
This game is the marquee game of the weekend, right? Like we all agree with that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But let's get to the juicy game that everybody can't wait to talk about. Yeah.
Are we doing a commercial first, or are we going to go right into that?
You know what?
Let's do a commercial.
It is commercial time. Let's go.
I saw the hour mark, and I got to hit the John.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, hold on. Let me find it. All right, there we go. This is Detroit Mail with I.O.W. Sports, asking you to tune in to our live show streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube every Monday at 4 p.m. and every Thursday at 5 p.m. Join me and Wildcard Mob and the big homie Nick Shine on the I.O.W. network. And don't forget to like and subscribe our channel and call and rep your team. Bitches sing.
The whole gang is back with your small bladder having ass motherfuckers. But anyway,
I drank 6 beers during the show so far. Fuck yourself. I had to grab 7 and 8.
First of all, that's actually a slow day for your ass motherfucker. So
I'm about to kick it in because the first 6 is like a hydration part.
Yeah,
I got to rehydrate. Yesterday was rough, but fuck it, it's my weekend. I'm enjoying it.
Oh no, you're supposed to, but no. Here's the juicy part of today's show. I did a troll video. I did a troll short. I normally don't do troll shorts, but it's because the very obnoxious fan base for the Dallas Cowboys, I felt it was necessary. All right. So I made a troll short. So let's get down to what everybody can't wait to talk about. We got to talk about that victory of the San Francisco 49ers going down to Texas, beating them Cowboys 23-17. How about them Cowboys? We them boys.
How about them Niners? Mercy.
Detroit, man, how did you enjoy that game, man?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched it all the way to the end. Shit.
Wow.
It was a good game, man. You know, I think 49ers played 3 strong quarters.
Okay.
You know, Jimmy G.
Oh, that pick. I thought he was about to do him, though. I thought he was about to do
I'm like,
the
why
pick, the fumble. Like it was trying to give it away.
Ball? First of all, it's like, why you not running the ball? At this time, let's say you should have been running the ball. And then he had I.O.W. open in the flat. He overthrows him. Mm-hmm. If he'd have made that throw, that would have put him in field goal range if they didn't go any further. And then the last part of the game wouldn't even been a factor. you know, but he overthrows him on that. I'm like, it's like you just trying to give them the game.
It was the Super Bowl again.
Yeah,
Same part of the field.
Right.
Same, almost identical throw. I.O.W. was a little closer to the sideline, but it was the same throw. And I went, oh, my God, this is happening again.
And then the 4th and inches, you get a false start. I'm like, it's Jimmy G as a quarterback. You make sure everybody's set. I know you're trying to rush so you get the quarterback sneak. It's inches. You get a good push. You know what I'm saying? You can make inches.
That's a panicky move, right?
Right. It's like you make
That's
sure
not
everybody...
a smooth veteran. I got this move.
Right.
That's a oh shit.
Right. I gotta get this. It's one of them things.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was only just off by a couple of seconds. He would just waited a few seconds because he was almost set.
Yeah.
You know, you saw the replay. It's almost set. Yeah,
half a second. They snapped it just as his hand touched the ground.
Right.
You just got to be still for a second.
Right. All he had to do was just wait a half a second. He'd have been set. Game would have been over.
Yeah.
And then now we got to talk about the end of the game.
Look, before we get to the end of the game,
go ahead.
I'll say this. I'm not surprised that Dallas lost because we went on the show. First day we had the Facebook page. First post to pop the cherry, I said the playoffs around the corner, and all you Cowboy fans are about to get set up for disappointment because you have Mike McCarthy as your coach, and lo and behold, he proved us right. So look,
multiple times throughout the game.
Not only multiple
the fake
times,
punt followed by leaving the punt team out there
on the field. I didn't get
the
that.
Team takes the time out. You tried to burn them, and then you burn yourself. You're going to delay a game penalty.
Was it 18 penalties?
No,
14.
14. Yeah, 14
penalties, 89 yards.
But
5 of 14 on third down.
I'm gonna let you say your point. I'm gonna say something. Go ahead.
That brings up the bigger point because I know Cowboys fans are going to hoop and holler about, oh, the refs are screwed us. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to have no excuse of why y'all lost because there's 14 penalties for 89 yards that show that y'all were shooting yourselves in the foot. There's 5 for 14 on third down that shows that your offense couldn't maintain and stay on the field. No. We not.
The yardage was like 180 to 13 at one point.
Right.
The Cowboys lost that game. I don't want to hear none of that. The ref screwed us because at the end of the day, the final play, the rule is the ref needs to set the football. You can't set the football yourself and expect to run a play. You can't do it.
Here's the thing.
You can't blame the ref on that.
Right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing on that, Nick. I give most of this on Mike McCarthy.
Oh, big time.
And I'm gonna tell you why. You see coaches get fired all the time, right? If record's bad, coach get fired. You get a couple of losing seasons, coach get fired. If your team is not disciplined, that's the coach.
Yeah.
That's the culture.
Because if you're not teaching it,
you know what I'm saying?
You're allowing
now. On top of that, why your quarterback don't know the ref has to touch the ball? Why your quarterback don't know that? That's a scenario you should go over because if you in your hurry up offense and you doing your scenario,
panic. Again, the same thing with Jimmy G on the sneak. It's panic.
They act like I'm just saying they act like they didn't know that.
Yeah.
You hear the press, it's the ref, like Ryan McCarthy, he said, oh, it's the ref. Even that kind of alluded to, oh, it's the ref.
They both did.
My thing is, why you don't know that?
Yeah.
They probably didn't see it because you're panicking, you're looking around and everything. You just see the ball on the ground and you assume the ref put it there because that's what happens 150 times a game. The ref spots the ball. So, damn, the Nets lost.
Oh, wow. But they need to take a look at Mike. But here's the thing. Can't really get rid of him right now.
Why not?
You fire a coach under what circumstance? Poor performance.
Right.
Poor performance.
Right.
We went through it with Joe Judge last week. Losing the locker room and embarrassing the organization. Yesterday classifies as embarrassing the organization. And if Jerry Jones, I know he's loyal. I know he has his guys and he wants to think that everything's going to work out and this is the group. If you learned anything from hanging on to Jason Garrett for close to a decade,
Right.
You
I was gonna bring
gotta
it up, but yeah.
learn when to cut the dead fish.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl in spite of Mike McCarthy, not
Right.
because
Sure did.
you're seeing now with the Cowboys, and they have gotten by on a very talented roster. And when they are more talented than the other team, they can light them the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny
But
you
the
say that because
problem
even
is-
Jerry Jones a little bit alluded to that. He said we have too much talent not to advance in the playoffs.
Right.
You
So
have
it's
elite
funny you say
talent.
that.
You don't
Yeah.
have enough grunts. And this is what I always say about the Cowboys. Jerry Jones could pick out the star in the first round. Tyrone Smith, Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke, Zach Martin. He can pick out the stars, ironically, right, with their team. He can't build the team after that.
That's a fair point.
Diggs, I don't know what kind of drugs the AP voters were doing, but the fact that that kid on Atlanta did not make the All-Pro team, didn't give up more than 35 yards in a game the entire year, only 25 catches the entire season. Jackson, I think it is. Am I right with the name, or Terrell?
For Atlanta Falcons, I think Terrell is probably the best corner, so you might be right.
Yeah. He don't make the All-Pro team, but I got 11 interceptions. Bitch, you gave up almost 1,100 yards. You got twisted and turned like a fucking top yesterday, time and time again. And if Jimmy G was a better passer of the ball, you probably would have gave up 150 yards.
That one to you, he beat
Diggs.
He beat Diggs.
Look, I think that was
twice. He dogged him, and they showed it too. And even Romo was like,
yeah.
Like, I can't even comment on this, though. He's neither.
Look, we said it time and time again. The 11 interceptions look nice, but it don't mean nothing if you're getting toasted for like literally 3.5 quarters of the game.
Right.
You only have pretty much Trayvon Diggs was only affecting one possession a game.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me that he'll make a good play, and that just erases all the 5 other plays he jacked up. You know, he'll make a good play.
What's my saying?
Did you see that? Did you see that?
What's my saying?
What's that?
Trayvon Diggs is flash. There's no fucking substance.
Right.
His hips are bad. He gets twisted and turned a lot, but passes get tips. The quarterback makes a bad throw. He's there. But when you make double moves on him, this dude is nowhere to be found, man. He's Waldo. He disappears.
Right.
You can't find him.
And shout out to Debo.
Hey, that was about to be my next
shout
point.
Out to Debo.
Shout out. Debo went in there with a Debo mentality.
He came in there snatching chains, taking bicycles,
snatching souls.
Hey, he was snatching. Look,
snatched a couple ankles on those ones.
Right.
Shout out to Kyle Shanahan for saying, "Look, I'm not going to draw up plays. I'm going to make sure my best player gets the football." Because Debo, which is one thing that you haven't seen a lot. You may see him on the jet sweeps, reverses. No, he stood him right next to
They
Jimmy
opened
G.
the game with him as tailback.
Yes. They put him right next to Jimmy G.
And that's a
dangerous, run the ball.
play.
Oh my gosh, that touchdown he got.
What do they call it? The baby toss, where it looks like it's a full sweep, but you catch it like behind the guard and then you cut back to the weak side.
Man, he cut back through and ran for a touchdown. I was like, my God.
Hell, Debo had 10 carries for 72 yards. He's averaged 7.2 yards a carry in a touchdown. And then Elijah Mitchell.
That's 1,000-yard season. That's on pace for 1,000-yard season. I told Mickey, I go, he's going to rush for 1,000 and catch 1,000 one year.
Elijah Mitchell, 27 carries, 96 yards. So you may want a little bit more yardage, a little bit better on the average, but still.
It's balanced, though.
The San Francisco 49ers did what most teams who weren't in the NFC East did to the Cowboys. We're going to play bully ball. We're going to see if you got the balls to nut up and match our intensity. And they didn't.
Right.
Let's just call it what it is. That damn finesse football plan that the Cowboys was doing all year went straight out the window, because what does Mike Tyson say? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the fucking mouth.
Right.
And Debo and the Niners went swinging. And the
Can I have
Cowboys.
a can I have a Brooklyn Brawler moment?
Not the Brooklyn Brawler, dog. That's old school WWE, baby.
Right.
I'm patting myself on the back because when this 49er team was injury riddled and Debo was out and Kittle was out, and you guys have given me credit, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take some credit myself. 3-5, and Kittle was coming back, and Jimmy was coming back, and Debo was coming back, and I said, this team can go on a run. And this team can make the playoffs. And this is a team that nobody will want to see come January because if they're healthy, they will fucking manhandle you on the D line. And they will manhandle you on the offensive line. Right. And they have enough great athletes. I.O.W, Kittle, Debo, Mitchell, who's their fourth running back. He's a rookie. He's their fourth running back. Absolutely manhandled the Cowboys. And when they made a couple turnovers, they could have sealed that game and won that game 23-7 or 6, whatever the fuck it was, or 9. They did not play great, and they won on the road in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Playing the type of game that they want to play.
Yeah.
Me, all I kept saying yesterday to Nikki, this is the type of team we're building. Bullies. We're going to build the D line and the O line, and then everyone else is going to be able to play above themselves because of the line.
Matt's hilarious. He says 27 years now, Cowboys fans have been saying they're going to the Super Bowl. Fuck out of here with that already. Damn right. And that's why I made that troll short, because I'm tired of hearing it from the fan base. It's like enough is enough. Stop saying how great you guys are and you're going to the Super Bowl when, guess what? Time and time, year in and year out, you guys end up on the short end of the disappointing stick because you keep want to flap your gums. But guess what? Like the big homie say, you guys are all flash, no substance. So look.
You know the problem with the Cowboys? It's their fans. They want it so bad that they fucking jinx everything. We won 4 games in October. Super Bowl. And the second you hear that, you know, all right, it ain't happening this year. They fucked this one up.
Shoot, the commentators too. They say the same.
Jim Nance did a game in October. CBS had a double NFC opponent, which they started doing the last couple of years. Usually the road team gets the announcer.
Right.
So if it's AFC at Dallas, CBS will get that game. Jim Nance, and right before they went off the air, I forget who they played, he squeezed it in right before they went to 60 minutes, and he goes, Cowboys definitely look like a Super Bowl contender. Like, what the fuck, Jim Nance? It's like, it wasn't even Halloween yet.
You know what it was? It was that Patriots game. It was that Patriots game. I know exactly what it was. It was that Patriots game.
That's what it was.
It was that Patriots game.
Yeah, 2 fucking overrated pieces of shit fan bases. Go fuck them and their mothers. The views expressed by Nick are not those.
Oh, no. You ain't even got to do that. You ain't even got to do that.
Oh, that's allowed?
We don't even look. You hit it right on the head. It's that fan base, man. If the fan base wasn't so loud and obnoxious and boisterous, I would have never made that short. We'd probably be done talking about the Cowboys.
I made my meme, but you know,
the internet has been going crazy with the Cowboy memes.
Do we have any videos of any I.O.W members going crazy?
Oh, there's a video, so the people need to go to the Facebook page for that. But
you're not playing it in the podcast.
I didn't get a chance to upload it.
No, but look, end of the day, 49ers and Nick was 100% right about them resurgence. But man, 49ers, man, they play exactly the style of football you need to play at this time of year.
Yes.
I'm just scared of Jimmy. That's it.
Of course.
I'm just scared of Jimmy.
Look. Yeah. That's the outlier. That is that. Matter of fact, he's the X factor for their run from whether they advance or get eliminated.
Right.
It starts and ends with him. Let's be honest. Because like I know how good Debo, Kittle, I.O.W, Elijah Mitchell can be. I know how good that defense is, which we got to make sure that Bosa is okay and Fred Warner's okay because they'll need them.
An alert came out from Schefter earlier. Warner said he should be good to go.
Yeah, because
he wanted to get back out on the field last night.
I think both are gonna be okay.
I think it's an ankle, not a knee.
Yeah,
you know, he grabbed his knee.
Yeah, it was an ankle for Warner and concussion for Bosa.
Right. So
They'll both be there.
He'd be all right.
No fucking way.
No, they're not missing no playoff game. No, he is
He
not.
could be seeing 5 people. He going out there and play.
All right,
the thing that's great about the Niners, they don't need Jimmy to play like Mahomes to win.
Right.
Oh no, they don't.
They need him not to play awful.
No, they just need
and
him
for
to
3 quarters
free.
yesterday, he was very good.
Yeah, he was.
He played within himself. Then there's the bad throwaway that gets picked, and it was just like it started snowballing. And the snap before Trent Williams gets set. Why are you sending a tackle in motion? Just fucking set him up on the right side.
That's funny. You took that right out of my thought process. I didn't understand.
He's used to the tight end getting there quicker because Trent Williams hasn't shifted in motion very often in his career.
He's a left
so
tackle.
Maybe he's just the timing. But you still got to look and make sure he's set. I mean, that play and the throwaway pick could have been majorly catastrophic. Like Jimmy G would be the meme of the internet today if they ended up losing that game.
Well, he got bailed out by playing a very undisciplined Cowboys team. Let's just say that he got bailed out by that. If they're playing Green Bay, they're gone. If they're playing somebody else of high caliber, they're gone.
Rams or Bucks, they're gone.
Yeah.
Execution is everything this time of year, man. Even the smallest little play, lining up and not snapping the ball the right way, changes the game.
Now that we kind of recapped this weekend's game, let's take a look at tonight's game.
All right.
We got Arizona.
Right.
Kind of been struggling, trying to kind of back their way in. Hell, the Los Angeles Rams have kind of not played subpar football going into the playoffs. So you do get an NFC West rubber match between this squad. Of course, the Cardinals won the first matchup, and then the Rams won the second matchup. Just a quick take on the game and who you got winning, big homie Nick.
Well, before I make my prediction, I have to ask: was Cooper Kupp, Jefferson, Odell, Higbee, were they on a boat at all this weekend?
I don't think so.
Is there any pictures of them out on a boat?
I don't think so.
We know what happens once the boat pick happens. Yeah, they're in LA, man. There's a lot of marinas.
Stay off the boat, y'all.
I know Hopkins is back. Connor's back. Connor looked good last week. I don't know. I just think the Rams have.
To throw this in, I think Hopkins is out. He is
out?
Yeah. That changes a lot.
I can't see the Rams losing this one.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, Murray's a bad matchup. If the Cardinals win, Murray ran like a motherfucker. That means he got away from the pass rush. He was able to create. He was able to get outside the pocket. If they can get to Murray and contain Murray and keep him in the pocket and hit him, the Rams can win this. But the Rams' pass rush has not been very good.
Yeah, I think you said that, man. Yeah.
You know, they've been a little underwhelming. So playoff football is different. Playoff football, you rely on your veterans. You rely on your stars. You got Vaughn, who's won a Super Bowl. You got Donald up there in the middle. You got Ramsey. You look at the team, you got to go with the team with the better talent, and they got the A-grade talent. So unless Stafford just fucking throws the game away and they get pick sixes on the Arizona side, I can't see the Rams getting beat lining up and play after play.
Yeah.
My heart is torn.
Yeah.
Because if they lose, the Lions get a better draft pick. Like they get 24th, 23rd, something like that.
Oh, okay. That's right. You have their pick.
Yeah, so
you want the Rams to get knocked out because it becomes a wild card round pick instead of a divisional round pick.
So I'm kind of torn because, I'm still a Matthew Stafford fan. So I do kind of want to see him succeed and win his first playoff game, but at the same time, if he wins, that 24 probably moves like the 30-something. But 24th pick, we probably could still get a good, maybe Thibodeau and my man out of Georgia.
Which one?
The linebacker.
Kobe Dean.
Yeah, Kobe Dean. We still have a chance to get him or a pretty good
Top
receiver.
12.
Huh?
There's talks of him going top 12 after that championship performance.
Yeah. But I'm
There's
saying
Jets
the chances are there. The chances are there, or the chances to get a pretty good pick, you know, at 23rd, 24th is
You're in the same boat as I was last year with Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Jets had Seattle's pick last year. And they lost in the wild card round last year, and I was like, "Yes, Prince together." So I completely. You're wearing my jacket this year,
but I mean, on paper, the Jets should win. I mean, the Jets. You got me saying,
my man, I love it. That's right. He's already tuning up for 2022. Let's go.
The Rams should win.
Should, yeah.
You know, it should win. The weapons
J.J.
are
Watt
there.
is back too for this game. They activated him.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about him.
No,
I don't know if he'll finish it, but he's back.
He might play 2 plays and out.
He's gonna get introduced. Wait to the crowd. Like, oh goddamn,
that shoulder again.
he gonna get hurt through a pregame warm up.
I could already see the TikTok. Oh no!
Oh no! No! Yeah. That man got the Anthony Davis body, dog.
Oh, don't say that.
And he needs to play in bubble wrap.
Anthony Davis need to retire. Just
it's like they took Derrick Rose's knees and put it in J.J. Watt's shoulders.
Wow,
should be popping.
Damn.
Yeah, I think that if they can control Kyler Murray, and that pass rush, you know, neutralizes that run of Kyler Murray, and Matthew Stafford just don't throw picks.
Yeah, he's been Santa Claus giving up the turnovers lately.
They win the game.
Yeah,
they'll win the game.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm going with the Rams, but I don't know. It's just because like you said all the things, and I think you said it on last week's show. Like, I know Aaron Donald's gonna be Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't nobody else around him stepping up and having like abundance amount of?
That should be freeing somebody up.
Not just double team. He's damn near getting triple team.
I'm just saying, where's the other person?
I hear you.
Where's Von Miller?
Where's Leonard Floyd?
I'm watching the games that he's playing.
Von Miller's still in fucking Denver. I don't think he ever even showed up in LA.
He's at least
because I got hard.
You know what I'm saying? He's at least getting double teamed.
Yeah.
Most of the game.
So that frees up somebody.
That frees up somebody.
Yeah. I hear you.
Grant Hill or Brandon Roy's knees are on JJ's shoulders. Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
And that's my biggest thing right there.
Yeah.
The Rams gonna have to find some way to get that pressure on and contain Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
There's no reason you got Von Miller and Donald on your team and you're not getting sacks galore.
I hear you.
No reason.
You're 100% right. There's no reason or no excuse for that. And then look, I know what the Rams were when they had Jared Goff. They were more run heavy. And I get there was an upgrade in passing abilities with Matthew Stafford. I mean, they got to find a way to get some balance.
Matthew Stafford suffered for the same thing that Mahomes suffered for, but just not as talented.
I hear you.
Matthew Stafford has a big arm.
Yeah.
And he thinks, because I got this arm, I can just throw it and fit it in places where you should just throw it away.
Yeah.
And a lot of Stafford's mistakes are from his lower body.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to move slightly, and he's not lined up to make that throw, so the accuracy's off, the velocity's not there, so it's able to get jumped. But like you said, 100%. He believes I can make every throw from every angle, and reality check, you can't, because it's the NFL, and guys get paid to make plays on the other side too.
Right.
No, big time. So if Matthew,
it should be a fun shootout. I did in the money line show. I love the over in this game. I think both of these quarterbacks are going to click. That being said, bet the under. It's probably going to be like a 13-6 game.
No, I think the ability for a shootout is there. My thing is who's going to get the stop? Because I have, and it's crazy because you see all the names, the big names on the Rams defense, but I have more faith in the Cardinals defense right now than I do the Rams. You know, and I
Better
thought I would
unit
never say that.
collectively.
Yes, yes.
It's like the Bills
about,
with no Pro
yes.
Bowlers, right? The sum
yeah.
is greater than the parts.
Big time. And so
Agreed.
when you see the Cardinals defense being very, very dominating at times, can Kyler Murray, who this is third year in a row that second half of the season been slowing down. That offense production has been slowing down. Granted, we know there's injuries. I get it. D-Hop not there.
What's up, Alex?
You know, James Conner missed a couple of games. I get it. But come on. This is what separates good quarterbacks from great quarterbacks, is that even when you have certain pieces of your offense missing, you still make
like
the
Miss
damn
Cleo
plays.
said, the cars don't lie.
What's up, Alex? Better have faith in the cards.
Call me now.
Call me now for your free touted reading. But no, I think it's going to be a good matchup because these teams know each other very damn well, and they're going to have a damn good game because a lot's on the line. Because Kyler Murray, he needs to show that that second half little slow down, I can shake it off. Matthew Stafford needs to show, hey, I can win a playoff game. So they both teams have a lot on the line.
Right.
And so I think we're going to get some good football tonight. I am still going with the Rams. But let's talk about these teams that's been eliminated.
I give you real quick my X factor for the game?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Brick.
Slot receivers. Whoever has a better game is going to win. It's either going to be Rondale Moore because they run him with some sweeps. I like Jefferson. That'll be the deciding factor because those are speedy guys. And the Cardinals picked up a guy that the Jets had like 2 years ago, Greg Dortch. Speedy little motherfucker. And they've been using him because Rondale Moore's role's been evolving as a receiver. They've been using Dortch for like little trick plays.
Hey, don't pucker up too hard, Alex, on that.
JJ,
yeah, you don't want to tear your taint.
JJ's playing, not TJ.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, JJ playing, not TJ. TJ played yesterday and lost.
Who knows? Just put the helmet on him and throw him out there.
Yeah, they damn near looking like shit. But
is Rondale Moore injured? I didn't know.
No. Rondale Moore is playing. It's funny that you bring his name up because I actually like him. Because I think he played at Purdue.
Speedy dude, 5'7" from Purdue.
Yeah,
lightning quick.
Oh, he's a jitterbug. Like
if we didn't get Elijah Moore, Rondale Moore was the guy I wanted.
Yeah.
If Elijah Moore went before in the second round for the Jets.
I liked him too.
Christian Kirk has been kind of up and down,
but if Hopkins is out, Ramsey's going to marry him tonight. He's going to be wherever he goes.
I would look out for. I mean, surprisingly, I hate to say it, old man AJ Green might have a little bit left in the tank. He's been showing a couple of
Zach Ertz, Rams.
Yes, Zach Ertz. How did I forget Zach Ertz? Zach Ertz has been him and Kyler Murray have had a very.
Zach Ertz is going to be Ryback tonight. Feed me more. Two wrestling references. What's up, Dirty Heels? What's up, Dirty Heels? I got two wrestling references.
Yeah, shout out, Dirty Heels. Reggie has a podcast on the page. I'll definitely check that out too.
Hit me up, Reg.
But no, look, Zach Ertz and Kyler Murray have. I don't know how the hell they had this great connection since the trade, and like it was like instant. And so you're right about that, Nick. If I'm the Rams, I would actually move Jalen Ramsey towards Zach Ertz side. I'm not saying you put Ramsey in the slot, but I'm saying like whatever side Zach Ertz is on, I would definitely put him on corner on that side. And
if Ertz goes wide, Ramsey's got to be on.
He's
at the tight end spot. But then you can do things to shift and you can motion and you can try to get away from that as the Cardinals. Yeah. But if Ertz is not lined up in the typical tight end spot and he's out, you got to throw Ramsey on him because that's the biggest threat. And then you can just double the speed of Kirk on the other side with the safety.
Big time. So I think we're due for a great game tonight, especially on Monday night. Stage is big. A lot of stuff on the line, a lot of pride on the line. So I think they're going to definitely show out tonight. But let's get to these teams that's been eliminated. We're going to go one by one, and then just real quick, kind of give a quick take how you see their future going, and just a quick take on what they need to do to get better. So let's start with Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Nick, what do you see their future looking like, and what do they need to improve going to the future?
It's obvious they got to address the quarterback situation. They also
No doubt.
think anybody, including Dwayne Haskins, thinks that Dwayne Haskins is the answer. Who knows? I mean, there's games he hasn't even dressed. I think that's how little they think of him there. He's been just earpiece in, clipboard in his hand, in street clothes.
What you picking that for?
Wait, you picking up your helmet?
No, you don't need that. You don't need that. You better get that clipboard, oh boy.
You got to address the quarterback situation. The Steelers have always been a very conservative organization, so I would be shocked if they make a huge move to trade up. You got Kenny Pickett there, the Pitt guy, so he's in your own backyard. You've been watching him every week. Do you make a move? Matt Corral, you got Sam Howell from North Carolina. You got Wills from Liberty. None of these guys are really labeled.
I don't see Willis making a good fit for Pittsburgh, though.
No, I think Pickett with his size.
Yeah, I like Pickett there.
Is the better fit. I just don't think he'll get to where the Steelers are picking, which should be
late 20s,
19, 20, 21. I haven't seen the updated. You got to check Tankathon, which updates as soon as the teams got eliminated. It updated it. But they got just a quarterback. They can get average quarterback play. They're a playoff team. The defense is built. You know, you got your weapons that are young there. That's the main thing for Pittsburgh. To address the quarterback situation. Yeah. And if you hit, you won a Super Bowl with a young quarterback. When Ben was young, run game defense. That's what Steelers are, like opportunistic passing. So that's their main objective this offseason.
You got a great point. I just want to throw this caveat in. Let's keep an eye out on Aaron Rodgers, because I'm not 100% he stays. If I'm the Packers, I make sure he stays. But him personally, you don't know if he stays. Russell Wilson, keep an eye out on that.
Russell said he wants New York, though. He says he wants the big market for his wife.
And that's fine. A lot of people can say whatever.
Going to Seattle to Pittsburgh is making a lateral move. You're still in that smaller city. You're not marquee.
I hear what you're saying about the part for Sierra and her career, but still Russell needs to look at his career. Like, you just don't want to go to any team. You know, I'm just saying. Come on, man.
Like if Sierra,
he pussy whip.
Pussy runs everything.
Let's be real.
What you want to do?
I don't care if you live in Seattle, Pittsburgh, Wisconsin, New York. If your fucking wife's singing career hasn't popped yet and she's not blown up, I don't think if you're playing for the Giants, all of a sudden the Giants fans will be like, "We got to buy this team."
Sierra got a good career, though. Sierra career is popping.
Yeah.
Yes, but what do you need New York for? Is what I'm saying.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, how much more do you expect it to pop by the market that you're in?
No, that's fair. That's a fair point.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, I didn't want to shit on
It's a
Ciara.
mindset. It's a mindset.
On Russell's mentality of choosing what town to go in to help her career.
It's because he's pussy whip. Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut up. Let's see what you got.
Alex said 10 years ago, popping. Here's my thing.
Exactly.
If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm watching Atlanta.
You watching who?
Atlanta.
Oh, for Matt Ryan?
Atlanta already said though that they're going with Matt Ryan.
They say that.
I know. I'm with you.
I think
it's
Matt
your
Ryan,
guy until it's not your guy.
Right. I think if they get the right deal, they might be like, all right, Matt.
I mean,
I think Matt would be a good.
That's actually not a bad take
for Pittsburgh to bridge them over
to the next one,
so they can get a quarterback in there.
That's actually not a bad one.
That'll keep them competitive. That'll keep them in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, and Matt if they get rid of them, if they just do him dirty too, Matt he gonna want to prove something.
Well, I'm just saying, but the reason why I don't think that's a not bad take is because I think Matt Ryan probably could give you 2, 3's probably pushing it of solid quarterback.
Yeah, he probably could get 2 solid years. I'll give you enough time to get somebody.
Yeah.
So if you can't get nobody in this draft,
time to groom.
That's actually not.
But you're probably giving up that 1 this year to get a quarterback like Matt Ryan. You're probably giving up a 1 and a 3.
That's okay.
No, for Matt Ryan, I wouldn't give up a 1. He's too up there.
Franchise
in age.
quarterback, man. That's the starting point. And it's not an early one. It's like a 20s one.
Yeah, but still,
you can have it.
No, I can't give up.
Okay, listen. What does Pittsburgh need?
They quarterback.
Besides quarterback, what else do they need?
They're pretty solid everywhere else.
More decent fans.
Yeah, but you can get that.
Okay.
So I'm saying you can get that. You can get that.
Okay.
So if you can get Matt Ryan, I would go get him.
Okay.
Because do you want
Haskins? That Kenny Pickett, the mobility of Kenny Pickett is perfect to run the Tannenhill type of Arthur Smith offense in Atlanta.
Right.
So now you get another one you can add to that. If you trade Matt Ryan, you add Kenny Pickett, and then you go and get, because Pickett to me is almost a carbon copy of Tannenhill.
Mm-hmm.
He's overly athletic for a quarterback, and he's tall. He can make the throws. Slider. He's not a small little guy like Corral. What did he say?
He's a hell of a slider.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. Dipsy do Dunkaroo, baby.
Right.
To quote Back to School at Rodney Dangerfield, that was the triple Lindy of slides.
Triple Lindy, yeah.
No,
hey, what's a hot tub without bubbles? Hey, Bubbles, come
you
here.
might be too young. Let us old guys talk about that movie. I don't get mad. He gets mad.
Right. No. You guys got fair points with Pittsburgh. Obviously, I think we're all in agreement. It's quarterback.
Right.
Look, we've all agreed they waited too late to address it. Their future at quarterback. Now they're shitting. Now they're looking at themselves because they shot themselves in the foot because they never addressed it, knowing that Ben was already past his prime and his arm was shot
3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying, and we've all said that. So I think that's definitely on for Pittsburgh. Philadelphia, how do you see their future? What do you think they need? Detroit.
It's too early to call it quits on Jalen Hurts. So all that people talking about Jalen Hurts, it's too early for that. You give Jalen Hurts some more weapons.
Big time.
I mean,
that's glaring.
You know what I'm saying?
That's glaring.
He needs something to throw it to. How can I prove what I can do? I ain't got nothing to throw it to. So I think he needs more weapons. Let him work into the system a little bit longer, and then you make an evaluation on Jalen Hurts.
I think he's suffering from the same situation with Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very athletic quarterback. Yes, you want to see progression in their throwing abilities, but they're not having time.
Right.
Because Chicago's O-line was trash. Philly's O-line is pretty awful. And then Jalen Reagor, go ahead and let him go.
Yeah.
Trade him, release him. I don't care. Get him off the roster.
Bitch can't even catch punts.
Obviously, it's Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, and then a lot of other question marks on offense. So I'm with you. Upgrade the weaponry, upgrade the O-line, then give a fair assessment.
Right, then you can see what you got.
Yeah, Big Nick.
I mean, they got 3 first-round picks. I think it's 15, 16, and either 19 or 20 right now. So they have the ability to really improve their team. And the inner discussions of the organization are going to be, do we use some of these assets to go after Watson? I mean, they got to be in the discussion. They have the assets.
I hear you, but
you give up a 1 this year, you give up a 1 next year, and then you still have 2 first-round picks this year. You go get 2 wide receivers this year, and then you add Deshaun Watson and 2 wide receivers.
Did you write it down?
That was Matt Ryan.
Oh, Matt. Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah. I agree with that. I like that.
I mean,
DeAndre.
what
Deshaun Watson is X factor to everybody.
Be huge. You know, you can keep these 3 picks. See, my issue with Jalen Hurts, he misses a lot of open wide receivers.
He did.
And you can say that our receivers are shit. What's your excuse when they're open and you're missing them?
No. You're right, because he missed Reagor on a post route when he rolled out.
Oh, he missed about a good 3-4 throws yesterday where guys were open and it was overthrows, underthrows.
Yeah, but I can't blame him for not throwing it to Reagor. I can't blame him for that.
No, I get that. But
can't catch a
I'll be honest. I saw this game with Philly and I saw the Jet game with Philly. So aside from highlights, I don't have a lot of Jalen Hurts film that I've seen this year. But that's I think they are the major player in the offseason. You got 3 1s. You control what happens anywhere.
Right.
Nobody can outbid you for anything. If you want a Russell Wilson, if you want a Rodgers, and then they become available, like you are the starting point. Like, so
I hear you.
The same thing. Quarterback, build up the wide receivers. Defense, Tampa kind of ran it down. You throw a little bit with some backup running backs. Maybe somebody like Jordan Davis, the big lineman from Georgia. You take him, you plug him on that D line. You take a wide receiver or two,
There's
and
32
add Jordan
teams
Davis
fighting to get those Georgia Bulldog defenders. So Georgia's going to get drafted heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Miami
if you're Philly and you're sitting there, you take N'Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis, and a wide receiver, you greatly upgraded your team.
Oh, big time. You're right.
You go ahead 6'5" Drake London from USC and put him next to Devontae Smith with his speed. Now you got a really nice little
Giants
setup.
got 5 and I thought they got 6 and 7. The Giants.
No,
got
5 and 7. Carolina 6.
Okay. So they can fucking yeah.
Was that okay? So Giants got 5 and 7, so they can fuck somebody's day up with those picks. No, you're right. The only thing is with the Giants is they always find a way to shoot themselves. So
well, as a Jet fan, picking number 4,
yeah,
I'm hoping to God that a new coach in New York, rumors start to come out that they want to pick their own quarterback, because that makes the number 4 pick that much more valuable with somebody wanting to jump the Giants.
Yeah.
So domino effect that would help me, Matt. So I'm all for that, brother.
Let's move on to the Raiders real quick. The Raiders, I'll say this, it hurts for me to say it. Like I said earlier, give them credit for what they've done to even make it to the playoffs. I would start by keeping Goldberg as your coach. I would take the interim tag off and just go ahead and give it to Bisaccia. I mean, it takes a real strong personality to regroup a team dealing with all the issues that they had to deal with. They rallied around them. And you know what? I've been hearing the rumors that, whether they're going to keep their car or not, I say keep them.
No, you got to keep car.
How do you move on?
You got a couple things.
Yeah, some crazy people are saying that. Yeah, that's crazy.
How do you move on from him, though? Like, what's the logic? Like, I don't get.
I mean, only way you get rid
I'm
of
not
Carr,
saying you guys are saying it.
Watson. If you're getting Watson or Aaron Rodgers, I can see that.
Yeah,
but
you can't guarantee.
Oh, if you're gonna go elite, top 5 talent,
that's the only way I would move on.
But move on for him for just to move on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, but
if you're gonna go Watson or Rodgers, I mean, there's 2 teams in the league that probably don't make that move. Like everybody else would take that move.
Right.
But honestly, I keep Bisaccia. Let him get into his full head coaching mode, because what he's did as an interim coach, that means something.
Yeah.
Because that team should not been in the playoffs. I'm sorry, they should have not been in the playoffs. And he found a way to rally the team around Preacher Carr. I say get you a couple of pieces on your secondary, because you got to see Justin Herbert twice a year, you got to see Patrick Mahomes twice a year, and they've been burning y'all. So you gotta.
They only got one pass rusher.
Yeah, Max Crosby.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
and Crosby, Ngakwe.
Yeah, but he was kind of like.
Let me finish. When they did the Sunday night game with the Chargers, Ngakwe was like ranked 108 out of 111 edge rushers.
Yeah.
So he's been a major disappointment when many teams last offseason were saying, we got to get him. We got Jets fans included. We're saying, we got to get him. We got to get him.
Yeah.
He has been a fucking fire sale. He's been shit.
Yeah.
I thought you thought I was going to praise him. That's what I was like.
That's what I was like. I was like, hold on, Nick, where we going with this?
I'm a numbers guy. I'm almost 100%. It was 108 out of 111.
Yeah. Hell, even Colin Farrell, who they drafted in the first round for Clemson's been
the actor.
Yeah, let's say.
Is
Cleveland? Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell's
Colin Farrell, Cleveland Farrell. No. It don't matter who he is. He's been failing to get a lot of sacks. Let's just say that.
What do you think the Raiders are still in LA, motherfucker?
He's been failing to get sacks.
Colin Farrell playing football now. Go ahead.
Anything on the Raiders you think they?
You say that.
Okay. Patriots. Detroit Mail. What?
I don't think the Patriots is bad off as everybody want to say. mean, Matt, it's just he's a rookie.
Guys, breaking news.
What's up?
Raiders fire general manager Mike Mayock.
No way. Did that just drop?
Breaking news on the NFL Network right now.
Wow.
Oh, they're getting a new coach then.
No, they may not.
Dirt dog, no liar.
No, they're getting a new coach. There's no doubt. Because you can't, there's no way that a coach coming in is going to want
new GM, you mean?
A new GM.
If you guys got the TV, put on the NFL Network, because this nice looking, I don't know her name. God forgive me, it's on mute. She's a light skinned black girl with like the black curly hair.
Oh, you're talking about MJ Acosta. Oh, yeah, she's fine as hell.
She is in a tight leather skirt.
Trust. You ain't got to explain nothing to us, big dog. I love some MJ
NFL Network on Sling.
Yes.
All right, pull this out.
Yeah, you ain't got to explain nothing to us. She fine now.
I'm just saying what I say. I'm reporting what I'm saying. I'm not trying to break news. I broke the news, but then I'm trying to just pass the information along.
Yeah.
Go ahead on the Patriots. I'm sorry. I saw that pop up, and I thought we should air that.
No, I got you. The Patriots. You were saying something about the Patriots.
So I think the Patriots need to work on a few more, of course, some receivers. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. They need receivers bad. I think if Mac Jones, he has the potential to develop into a decent quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna crap on him after year one.
Yeah.
I saw some things that say, okay, he may develop into it. Has he made some mistakes?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. He's a rookie.
And I'm just gonna give him the rookie tag and say, okay, he's a rook. I'm gonna see what you do next year.
Mm-hmm.
See what Belichick does, in his moving players around, getting new players in, whatever. But they got to get him someone to throw it to.
Yeah.
You can't expect him to develop and he throwing it to garbage.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just kind of surprised at all the money that they spend in free agency. And, you got some returning players coming back from the COVID list, especially on defense. You had that many starters that were gone. I guess I was expecting a little bit more from the Patriots.
Right.
But to your credit and to your take, I think it's because there's a limitation on their weaponry.
Yeah.
And if they upgrade it a little bit more, especially on wide receiver, they tried to address the tight end. They brought in Jonnu Smith, brought in Hunter Henry, and it was kind of They didn't have their moments, but they weren't consistent throughout the season. So just get that. Keep let Belichick do what he does, working magical with bringing in undrafted free agents and shit, and hopefully they can hit. I mean, he's a master at doing that for some reason.
Right.
But it's not a lot that they're off. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team, but I definitely think that they're a couple of transactions from getting back to where the Patriots are comfortable with being back.
Getting back to when Nick can really start rooting for him.
Start rooting for him again. Yeah.
Nick, your take?
Yeah. Your take on your improving.
My take is I fucking hate Mel's guts. Kind of combine that. They need a receiver. They've missed on so many first round receivers.
Yes.
Bourne don't look bad. Who's the other guy who couldn't score?
Harry.
N'Keal Harry. But then there was the other guy who had like 1,100 receiving.
Jacoby Myers.
Myers, yes. Those are nice complementary pieces. They don't have a guy.
Yeah, they don't have a number one.
They tried bringing in Henry and Juno, and average at best, maybe limited by the quarterback play. Somebody that I would fear this team getting is Spiller, the running back from A&M. He would be the weapon out of the backfield that all of the Brady and the Belichick teams.
That's your James White.
You got Harris, you got Stevenson,
which are nice.
Now you bring in Spiller as that third down. But I don't know if Belichick would waste a first round pick. Belichick's good at finding those guys later or free agents even.
Right.
But I mean, your defense for top 5 and padding your stats against all the shitty opponents that you had all year. Looks like it needs a little help too.
Yeah.
So you run the ball well,
Yeah.
get a weapon, get a middle linebacker. If Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean fall to Bill Belichick,
Oh my God.
there's no fucking way he's letting those guys go for a receiver.
Oh no. He'll never.
So
Yeah, he'll never let
those
those
are, as a
pass
Jet fan, those are the guys I would not want to see go to the league. A Spiller, a Lloyd, Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
Even I don't know if Belichick would reach for him if the other two were gone, but Christian Harris from Alabama. I think he's more of a late one, early to mid 2 right now. But guys like that with speed who can go sideline to sideline and just cover tight ends and cover running backs and blitz. That's a weapon for Belichick that I don't think anyone wants to see him have.
Yeah. Last and final team on their future and what they need to do to get better. The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say Houston.
Oh, well, yeah, no. We already know Houston's a
They need
dumpster fire.
to sell.
Get it out of the McNair's family's hands. Yeah. No, you're right about that. With Dallas, here's my thing.
Yeah, I don't either. Matt.
What Matt say?
He said he don't see Dean dropping that far.
Oh no,
I'm hoping
I
he'll drop
agree,
20
Matt.
something.
I got him going early teens, but it's the draft. You never know.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis went in the 20s, so you never know.
You never know. But with Dallas, here's the thing. Get rid of Mike McCarthy. I'm just saying.
Drop the mic.
Get rid of McCarthy. drop the mic. Yeah, I like that. Drop the mic. I mean, me personally, I don't even think he was worthy of getting that job to begin with.
But here's the thing: they won a Super Bowl, like Nick said, in spite of him.
Yeah.
Talking
about Green Bay.
Yeah, okay. And then after that, they never made it to the dang conference championship. After that,
yeah,
never made it.
Yeah.
So how much? What do you think gonna do? If he go to Dallas? The exact same thing. Dallas ain't won a playoff game since he been there. He makes stupid decisions. He made stupid decisions in Green Bay. That's why him and Aaron Rodgers was always butting heads.
They was always at odds.
Bad
clock management.
Bad clock management. You know, it's just
bad times to pick and choose to go for it.
Yeah, you know, he talking about analytics says this. No. Well, you need to get some new analytics because that's wrong.
Update them shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yours must be written in crayon. So I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you Google analytics. What the hell?
No. So I would start there, and they have to revamp that old line. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's a must.
The question was, can the defense get right? They got right this year.
Here's what I would do, not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would get rid of Zeke.
You got to.
No one's taking that contract, though, man. Nobody is taking that contract.
If I can get rid of Zeke, I'll get rid of Zeke.
If you can find a way that somebody take that contract, or
because Pollard is
nice, but I'm saying, but here's my thing.
Go ahead.
If I'm the Cowboys, I'm saying restructure your contract, or we gotta let go of you, or find a way to move off of him, and then because you can find it, because that's the thing about the running back position is it's there's teams that can make it to the Super Bowl without a highly paid number one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dallas has made the playoffs 11 straight times without appearance in the NFC Championship game and NFL record.
Yeah,
I mean,
today, great stat, man.
I know this bitch that suck a lot of dicks. I mean, she got the street record.
Don't mean she ever got married.
Right. You know when you want to make her your wife? You know what I'm saying? Why are you bragging about that? You know what I'm saying?
Let's end the show because this is getting out.
She got the record in the street. She ain't wifed up though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying. So in other words, Dallas suck a lot of dick. That's why they're not wifed up.
So they the whole in this scenario. Right. That ain't a lady, son. That's a hoe.
I want to have a role on the show that I've never had before.
Go ahead.
I'm going to try to get the show back on track and not contribute to the chaos. I agree. I think it's a very easy decision for Jerry to make to move on. This team is too talented. I mean,
they got a lot of talent. They got a lot of pieces.
You can't. I mean, they beat the shit out of the bad teams, which is what you're supposed to do when you're a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of talent that they have, like if you gave Bill Belichick this talent,
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's the philosophy.
This team might be
Matt.
undefeated. Like
Can't turn a
that.
hole into a house,
Right.
They don't act right.
I often wonder. We
Amen.
did one on that. Shout out.
Preach. That's
Right, go ahead.
truth.
Go ahead, Nick.
My bad. I got distracted by the
going off the rails. We got people commenting to add to the this shit is
Matt,
going way
very
off
welcome
the
addition to the show, Matt. You fit in perfectly here, brother. But Dallas, like if you gave Bill Belichick the head coach job in Dallas, you're looking at possibly an undefeated team. That's how good the talent is. And you went from a shitty coach to a shittier coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's a head scratcher. But you look at this team and you look at the talent and you're like, why aren't they winning?
Here's my thing.
We're happy they're not winning. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm ecstatic. You guys saw the video. I love that they didn't win. I had to go fucking dig out the bathing suit, which I've lost so much weight, could not stay on my hips. I just want to fucking say that. You saw the blue moon.
We did.
Even though I drink Miller Lite, you saw the video. My favorite beer. It looks like it's Blue Moon. But yeah, I don't get it. They got to put up the line.
Yes,
they got to get Dak to be more consistent, man. You can't put up 450 yards and 5 touchdowns against a bottom 5 defense and beat Atlanta 43-6 or whatever it was.
You know why that is, Nick? You know why that is? It's because Dak is one of those quarterbacks that absolutely has to feed off the success of the run game. He absolutely needs the run game to be successful. If the run game is not successful and you leave it on the arm of Dak Prescott, you're going to get Jekyll and Hyde results. You're going to get good results at times, and you're going to get piss poor results at times. It absolutely starts and ends with the running game, which is why I think you have to make a decision what you're going to do with Zeke. I say restructure his contract and be like, bro, I need you to prove it on a 1-year deal. Because we signed you to a $90 million contract, and we're not getting $90 million worth of production from you.
Right.
Period.
But he sells jerseys. I want to say this.
Go ahead.
And hear me out.
Okay.
This is not a joke. I'm dead fucking serious.
Okay.
Dak Prescott is Kirk Cousins on a more explosive offense. We'll never win the big one. We'll never play well enough to win the big one, but is good enough to put up great numbers. And if you look at the paper, wow, that's pretty impressive. But when you look at the game and the eye test, there's just something missing. Good enough to compile stats. Not good enough.
I can't even come up with a rebuttal to that.
Kirk Cousins with the Michigan State.
Oh my gosh. You are such a damn blue head. Oh my God, this guy over here. He's taking this Michigan so serious. Like I can't like him because he's green.
And he's dressed in all red like he's an Ohio State fan.
Got him.
So this is red. Ohio State is crimson.
No, that's Alabama, dog.
They crimson too. No, they
no.
They maroon. Maroon. They're not red though. It's not red.
That's crimson red.
No.
Ohio State is
not
red.
No, Ohio State is. They got the red like that, like that you have on.
No, this is not.
This
is Portofino blue.
Hey Nick, he's gonna say it ain't. No. Of course he's gonna say that. He will never admit to anything being close to OSU red.
He said another Marino. Another Marino.
No, because Matt. No, because Marino was so fucking talented. He took a bottom roster in the league and elevated them to 8, 9, or 10 wins every year. Dak isn't elevating that team. That team is very fucking talented. So
way too much talent.
Marino, as a Jet fan, I grew up watching Marino. He took a team with very little talent, an awful defense, an awful offensive line, and carried them. And the reason Miami never got great is because they never had the 4-12 or the 3-13 seasons where they could add premium talent. Marino was so fucking great that they would win 8, 9, 10 games, get
that's
the playoffs, lose 70 to fucking 10.
not to cut you off, Nick, but Dan Marino is the Damian Lillard of the NFL.
I can get that.
Because Dame is so good that Portland will never pick at the top of the draft.
Okay.
Because he drags them to the playoffs year in and year out.
Right.
And so they're always drafting at the back half of the first round. Dan Marino is the Dame Lillard. Or Dame Lillard's the Dan Marino of the NBA.
Not great enough to win. The roster isn't great enough to win the playoffs.
Yep.
But the greatness of one player is able to keep them out of the lottery. I'm with that.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, we're killing comparisons today, y'all.
That's right.
Matter of fact, let's get our last plugs in. Of course, like always, going over to your respective app stores, the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and download the I.O.W Network app. Of course, there's the Facebook public page. It's I.O.W Sports Network. Type it in; it'll pop right up.
Right.
Matthews, of course, he's a member of the page.
Right.
Of course, you're looking at all the admins right here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great content on there. And then, most importantly, we got merch. We got some merch that's on that link. Got the J. Edwin collection as part of that merch collection. The I.O.W Sports.
Right.
And of course, hey, we even the big homie got the big Nick Shine.
That's right. Nick Shine got his own merch on there.
Got the merch with big Nick Shine on there. So you definitely go cop that merch. And look, go over to our YouTube page, I.O.W Sports Network. Join us every Monday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, if you are a late night owl like myself, Monday through Thursday, you can come chop it up with me.
Right.
I.O.W Sports Late Night Owl Edition, Monday through Thursday at midnights. Hey, look, we appreciate you guys tuning in, chopping it up with us. Shout out to Matt, Alex, everybody else. Hey, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification.
Bing.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
Yes.
Shout out to Mel for rocking the IOSU for the Ohio State University.
I mean, definitely. Hey, look, we got a lot of great content coming down the pipes.
Right.
Every weekend, keep your eyes out for those who love betting on sports, watching the sports line.
Right.
Definitely check out the new greatest short that's out there, Money Line with Nick Shine, at the debut episode this past weekend. So definitely look forward.
Not a bad weekend. Not a bad opening weekend for me.
No,
appreciate you, Matt.
No, your parlay got shot to shit, but other than
they
that,
did. Nobody. None of the main guys scored touchdowns.
Yeah, your parlay got shot to shit, but other than that,
October that would have hit 5 weeks in a row, but January all shit changed.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But no, y'all continue to support us because we are definitely working hard over here to keep pushing out great content for you folks. So
just saying,
definitely like, share, spread the word.
He
said that last week too. Yeah, I had to trim mine down.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, the guy he said, I love this every stage.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
where are you a barber, bro? Where are you a barber? You in New Jersey? Let me know.
Yeah, because I ain't had my. Matter of fact, I just took the clippers to my own head the other day.
Oh wow, it shows. You say,
motherfucker, you know I could choke you, right? I could just choke the shit out of you right here.
Yo, that would be great because I'm watching the two screens.
Like,
to watch the fucking hand.
Yeah.
Watch the hand.
Come on the side screen, like.
Backhand this motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, he really thinks he could like just sneak some shit in there. Like I'm not gonna guess and shit.
No, he's an Ohio State fan, man. They're fucking bold and brash.
Bro, that's what they do. But no, we appreciate all the love and support.
Right.
I'm gonna choke his ass off camera. But anyway, because I ain't trying to catch a charge. You can't charge me for nothing you ain't seen. So, but anyway, on behalf of the big homie Nick Shine, Detroit Mail, and myself, the Wild Card Mar, we appreciate all the love and support. And check us out Thursday for episode 122 of I.O.W Sports. It's been real, y'all.
Peace.
What woman, sir?
Give me a call.
This is a hoe.
What's that?
Give me a call. I want to talk to you guys when we're done. When you guys are done with all your technical shit.
Okay.
Well, just don't.
Just down the line.
Yeah, just stay on StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah.